Alright, here we are then. Oh, Scorpio Rising, Death in Vegas, on XFM 104.9, about 1:05 Saturday. Here we are again then. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I can't believe our luck. Oh, alright, Karl?
Alright.
Yeah, so what are we doing today then? Producer.
Right,
I'm sorry, I always laugh instinctively when I hear Karl's name and that word associated.
Right, well, why is that? Because it is, I had to come up with some new features again for this new year.
Okay. I'm excited.
What have you come up with?
Oh.
We are the backbone of this show, Karl.
Yeah, we'll tell you, we've come up with some pretty, what's yours first?
Right.
Go on.
Right, well, Rockbusters.
That's old, that's not a new feature.
Yeah, but we'll keep it.
Right.
So you're just keeping an old feature?
Okay. No, it's an old favourite. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going, phew, I was worried that he'd lose Rockbusters.
Rick, I've just come up with a new idea. Why don't we just play some records that we like? There's a new idea for 2003.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we can't, Steve? 'Cause the library's out of order.
Oh yeah, the record library, we can't get in there. We're not allowed to get in there.
We had to scrounge something from Capital Gold.
So anyway, right,
Go on.
so we got Rockbusters.
What are they doing with the library? Are they getting some records in that we want to play? Is that their new idea? I know, let's get some records in
yeah,
that we
they're
want to play.
thinning out the Gina G.
Yeah. Falling on Blondes, goodbye. Give that to Foxy. Go on, sorry, Karl.
We'll do, we started Do We Need 'Em in 2002.
Do we need them?
Do we need them? Yeah.
We'll continue that.
Got a new one, haven't you?
Explain that later.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the new stuff comes in.
Ooh.
Right. As always, I like to sort of get words and tweak 'em and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of either doing something with, there's a lot of weird rituals, isn't there?
A lot of weird rituals?
Yeah, there's weird stuff going on around the world.
Okay.
There is, yeah.
And I was going to tweak that to rituals.
Okay. Right.
Again, starting with the title, the pun first, then working out what it is.
And I found some weird stuff.
Oh right, so it's specifically
just stuff that goes on, like
rituals.
There was
most of the weird stuff I've heard about happened to you in Manchester in your early years.
Well, in India, apparently it's good to have a flat head. So the
again, just flirting, just bordering on the racist, but never really gets there. Always.
Well, because there's no intent.
There's no hate. It's just clumsy. It's just stupidity. Yeah.
Exactly.
Go on. What do you mean?
What do you mean? It's good to have a flat head.
What do you mean it's good to have a flat head in India?
We'll talk about it later.
Brilliant.
That's rituals. So
you've hooked a few people. You've hooked a few in. Go on.
All right, so we'll have that later.
So it's essentially like Educating Ricky, only it's specifically about rituals. Is that strictly speaking what it is? Okay.
I suppose so, but then again, you could say radio is all the same because it's people talking.
Okay, Karl, brilliant. Brilliant comeback.
Yeah, so, brilliant comeback. Not all talking nonsense, though.
Well.
So that's where we're different. Go on.
Also, right, I like teaching you stuff.
Yeah. And you've done well.
So what I'm thinking is, rather than just touching on a topic, sort of giving you a few bits of information on one topic.
See, this is what I'd like to do, because the last thing you taught me, I remember, was there was a blind girl, she hit her head and she could see, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
So if you could go into that a little bit more, that would have been educating me.
Well, today we're featuring what on World War I and II, right?
Oh.
So that's that little title for all this little thing is, what do you think of that then?
What do you think of that then?
Play a record.
So
Rick, can I just thought of a joke?
Go on.
What's the similarity between Lord of the Rings and this show? They're both rubbish.
What's that man, David Bowie, off Aladdin Sane, my favourite David Bowie album. What's yours, Karl?
Yeah, that one's good.
Brilliant. So, right, we've got, Rockbusters coming up. Do you want to say what we've got to give away there,
Not
Steve?
really, Rick.
Is it really bad?
Well...
What's the film? What's the featured film?
The featured film's not bad, I have to say, actually. You've excelled yourself there. Again, it's just one of those things where I think, what kind of XFM listener would want this particular goodie bag? I know before Christmas, Karl, you explained that the reason we were giving away...
Look at Karl's face, he's disgusted, because he just said, I do a lot of work to get these prizes, and I went, no you didn't, I saw you, he went over to a drawer and went, I'll give that one, and that one. That's what work you put in. You nicked some, there's about 12 Jerry Halliwell videos, one of which we're giving away. It's
sort of like... you've given it away?
Oh no!
Yeah, if you'd like Jerry Halliwell's Body Yoga DVD, then, you know, that's one of the treats you can win. But it does, like, if you remember before Christmas, he said that, he was giving away a kind of bumper pack of gifts that you might want to wrap up and give to various people.
Uncle, one for Uncle,
one for Auntie. But obviously Christmas has passed, so I don't know really what your excuse is this time.
You eat a lot over Christmas, don't you? Get a bit fat?
fair point.
Yeah.
So, Jerry Body Yoga is one of them. The recent, on DVD, the recent series of Wiedersehen Pet. Yeah.
Well,
That reaction. Could you give me that reaction again?
Well,
Nick?
no, just
Just give me that reaction again.
No, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And actually, I have to say, this isn't bad at all. This is the very best of the Stone Roses CD.
Well, you can't
compilation,
knock that. You
which,
can't knock
in fact,
that.
I'll tell you what, we should play Elephant Stone at some point.
Yeah,
today, 'cause it's
we'll
going
have
on.
that. Go on.
Madness. I think this is actually tunes from them and not from the musical, although it is tied into the
He
musical.
went to see that musical.
Really?
Yeah, on New Year's, you know what it's like on New Year's Day, there's nothing to do.
Sure.
So
I
you
took
go and see
Suzanne
some
out.
people doing Madness songs.
No, I took Suzanne out for a walk, right?
Yeah.
Went round, Covent Garden,
Right.
past the place where it was on.
The stage door was open, you snuck in.
Well, I said Madness are alright. And because when you think about it, Madness songs are quite sort of musical anyway, aren't they? So you can't
They're quite
do-
musical.
Do you know what I mean? They sort
He
of...
means they're
Oh,
like
I
a
see, right,
musical,
they're like a-
yeah.
like a musical.
Knees up Mother Brown.
I thought it
yeah.
was alright, enjoyed it.
Blur the musical would be good, wouldn't it?
Blur the musical would be excellent.
Yeah, little Cockney
so
Sparrow.
what, you bought tickets there and then and just went in?
Yeah.
They're not selling, are they?
It's fairly quiet, because
No.
we only paid the lower price and we got upgraded for free.
Nice.
So...
You enjoyed it, though, did you?
No, I'd loved it.
And would
So,
anyone like to come on stage with us?
Yeah.
The little bald fella. Yeah, go on, I'll give it a go.
And what home are you from?
Where are you, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, I'm going with my friend. No, you're coming here tomorrow. Come here tomorrow.
Is it not doing well? That's a disappointment.
I don't know. I mean, it was New Year's Day, so maybe that's why it was quiet.
Okay, well, if anyone
it's
hasn't seen
alright.
this or didn't receive it for
As Bono
Christmas,
said, all is quiet on New Year's Day, Karl.
also we've got the giveaway Minority Report by
I like that.
Steven
I enjoyed
Spielberg
that.
with Tom Cruise, which is on VHS.
Good rip-roaring sort of film.
It's not bad. That's probably the best thing we're giving away. But as I say, we can always leave some out if you don't
I'm
want.
arresting you for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
Brilliant. That's the sort of excitement and drama you'll be getting in it.
It's not brand
Little
new.
taster there.
I got that off Paul Anderson. He said
Right.
here's something to watch over Christmas.
So you've
watched
actually
it.
watched this already?
Yeah.
All right.
Have I rewound it?
That's probably added
No, I don't
to
think
it,
you
though,
have.
isn't it? It's touched by the great man himself,
Yeah.
Karl Pilkington.
And it's alright, I'd say. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a quick film review?
Just give it a wipe down, there maybe some tripe on it.
Bit unrealistic.
Sure.
Bit unrealistic.
Yeah.
Genius.
A man who finds people who can see into the future.
Whereas our house, that really happened.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway,
Play record.
prizes giving away. What's the competition? It's Rockbusters.
We're doing Rockbusters.
We're still doing Rockbusters. Oh, we'll look forward to that.
Do that in like 15
I
minutes.
need a bit of
something.
Coldplay first. I do, honestly.
Really? Oh, beautiful.
Coldplay, The Scientist. I think they wrote that about Karl.
Yes.
On XFM 104.9. Right. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Can I just ask Karl how he got on over Christmas?
Oh.
Because the last time I spoke to him, you hadn't bought a present for your girlfriend. I have to say, I was on tenterhooks all Christmas.
Well, you changed it. After that show, I felt bad, even though I shouldn't have done, because...
Because you hadn't bought your girlfriend a Christmas
Yeah, but I
present.
said to you, I booked a table at a hotel in Covent Garden, had Christmas dinner there, which was nice, right? It's good food and everything.
Didn't feel like enough to me.
Well, then I went out and treated some stuff, and then...
No. A couple of days before Christmas, he went, I took Suzanne to that hotel we're going to go to for Christmas dinner. We had tea and cakes. And I went, oh, you treated her? He went, no, she paid for it, but I was just showing her what it was going to be like. That was her extra treat. She paid for it. I love that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, it was like 150 quid for a meal for two, which is pretty dear. So I'm not going to buy her cakes as well.
I love that! Alright, love, have anything you want. You pay for your own pudding, I'm not mental.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You treated her to some other
Yeah,
stuff.
some bits and bobs.
What,
And
so
then yesterday...
she chose them and you paid for them?
What, the presents?
Yeah.
No,
Or
no.
you chose them and she paid for them, but, you know, it's the thought that counts.
I got them on the way home that Saturday.
Well done.
And what
Past
did you
some
buy?
shops. Well, just some bits.
Might be personal, Steve.
Well, I don't care.
Just some bits.
Yeah,
Just
but
bits and pieces.
leave out the personal bits. What bits?
Just little things. And then yesterday, right?
A monkey wrench and a new washer for the shower.
Yeah. Some recordable CDs that you need for your job.
Oh,
So,
dear.
now, when you gave those presents to her, did her face light up?
Right. I don't want to tell you what they were, right? But she wasn't that impressed.
You're going to tell us what they were now,
tell
Karl.
us what they are.
You even know what they are. She told you on Christmas Day.
Hold on, wait a minute.
But it doesn't matter what they are.
It does matter what
No,
they
it
are.
doesn't. It doesn't
does,
matter.
Carl. It's you, mate. Of
No,
course
it doesn't
matters.
matter.
Oh, God!
Have you just remembered?
Yeah!
Right, but don't. There's no need.
I've got to tell him, Carl. I really want your permission because I don't want to be I know it's not, but we know it's not that embarrassing. It's really quite sweet.
Yeah, but in a way, right, the way I look at it is, right, Christmas, even when I was a little kid, right, is not...
Please let me tell him, Carl.
Well, let me just tell you first, though. Let me tell you why I didn't go all out on the old present front.
Alright. Justify yourself.
Right? First of all, I've covered it up since then anyway, right, with that present, because I bought her some shoes yesterday, and she did say I'll give you the money for them, but when I get home I said it's alright. I said you can have them, right? So not only did I buy her some food on Christmas Day, I got her shoes. She's probably had a
And they feel like a horse.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, there you go, there's your shoes, there's your food, right, bed down, see you later.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
By
she's done...
fed and clothed.
Yeah, did you comb her hair?
She's done well this year, right? So, the thing
She's
is...
done well this year. It's like you're a single parent living on a council estate with a smack problem. And you still managed to buy them some Lego.
When I was a kid, right, it wasn't about what you got. I remember one year when I was about 8, right?
It's gonna make me cry, isn't it, this?
No, it's not. I'm just saying the way it is, right? I woke up at about 4 in the morning, and I was like, oh, what have I got? And I couldn't sleep, I was that on edge. It's the excitement of Christmas, isn't it? It's like, oh, what's wrapped up, I need to know.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that people are saying, no, you won't know until tomorrow.
Yes.
That annoys you and winds you up.
Okay.
So I got up at 4 in the morning, opened my presents, and then went, right, I know now, went back to bed, had a great sleep.
Yes.
Right? So it's nothing to do with the excitement of what you get, it's the excitement of not knowing what you've got.
And then what happened when you got up to go down with the presents?
But hang on, so what you're saying to me is that you could wrap up a brick because the thrill of Christmas is in hoping and being excited about what it is, not the actual gift itself.
Yeah.
Is that what you did? Rick, did you get a brick?
No, let me tell him now what he got. He got her a present, right, and she said, she came, I said, yeah, he got me. It was an industrial-sized packet of condoms.
It was a joke gift.
No, it wasn't a joke gift.
It wasn't even a joke.
I went home that Saturday after here, past Boots, thought, might have something in here. They were on, like, some value.
Right, you passed the
Were
makeup.
they used?
The makeup, you passed all the other...
Past the makeup,
stuff.
past the lovely vanity cases,
yeah,
the foot spas,
exactly.
Hold on. How much are these, love, for 100? $4.99.
Yeah. Do I get them reduced if I buy in bulk?
So how many did you buy? What was it?
I don't know, probably about 100.
Right, okay.
And is she allowed to use those with anyone?
Did you wrap them?
Can she just go out and have a wild
Well, you don't need to wrap, they're already wrapped, aren't they? Oh. And then what did she say when she opened them? No, wait, Karl, what did she say?
Right, play a record and we'll come back to this. You're worse than my father, that's genius. Made famous, of course, by Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
That's All Along the Watchtower, as originally done by Mr. Bob Dylan.
On XFM 104.9.
So, Karl, just take us through the moment where you gave this gift. Firstly,
so you went into Boots, right? You thought, alright, 100 condoms, brilliant. Okay, did you wrap it up?
I don't know if it was 100, probably 80.
Right, okay, yeah.
Right.
You don't want to go mad, do you?
Wrap them up.
I'm just resting easy knowing that he's not trying to breed.
Right? No.
Yeah.
So, I got her them. I got her, Grease on DVD, because she's always watching that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So just think of, when her mum said, what did Karl get you? Some condoms and grease.
I was gonna say, I'm glad he said on DVD.
And, she was surprised anyway, right, because...
Yeah, I bet she was.
No, when she got...
she was thinking like jewellery.
No. Right?
That showed her. That surprised you, wasn't it? Alright? Oh,
So hang on, wait a minute.
You thought it was a holiday, didn't you? Yeah, look at your face.
You don't know me at all. So hang on, so did you give these on Christmas Day?
Right, what happened is, she got in from work that Saturday, right? And I said, look under the tree.
Knackered,
right?
At least it's Christmas. Yeah. At least I'm gonna get a little bit.
I said, look, you got some stuff under the tree, right? So,
Did you give her a sugar lump?
Right, she was really chuffed with that. But she said, she was a bit puzzled because I didn't know we had any wrapping paper, right? So I ended up using wallpaper.
You didn't take it off the wall, though. You had some...
No, it was some left over, right? So she said, why have you used wallpaper? I said, well, I didn't have any paper and you were getting in a bit and I wanted you to have a surprise. So she said, can I have a feel of them? I said,
The
no.
presents.
She thought, right, I've got the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Christmas Day, I said, no, don't get carried away. It's nothing really good. You know, we said we weren't going to buy each other much. So there you go, open them.
Yeah, go on.
And
Can I just ask, had you received your present from her yet?
yeah.
So what had you received?
What did they have? Had some shoes,
Nice.
right? Getaway game for PlayStation.
Nice.
I'm just totting up the value of this.
those,
Go on, yeah.
And just also think about how much fun and pleasure you get from them.
Yeah.
Although, of course, condoms, I can see the,
Well,
see the appeal.
Well, okay, yeah. So
yeah,
I think
but
I can...
also add to that bit 150 quid for a meal. If you're going to start
Minus.
totting up, 150 quid for a meal. I bought some shoes, 72 quid.
Yeah, that was after the event, though.
Doesn't matter.
Alright, so you've received these, dare I say it, thoughtful and nice gifts. You handed over the box of condoms. They were wrapped up. She
Well,
unwrapped them.
yeah.
Go on, take us through it. Walk us through it.
Well, it's not something you play with on Christmas morning.
Oh, God! Oh.
But
Right.
But when she opened
What
them,
did she
what did her
say? What did
face
she say?
well, I wrapped them twice as well, so she thought it was something really good. It was
Extra
like,
protection.
do? Right.
And
So she thought it was something really good.
and then
So the disappointment would be doubled.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
then she just opened it and went, oh yeah, so what's on the telly? And that
Cool,
was that.
ungrateful.
That was
What an ungrateful woman that is.
that. Well, she got stuff.
Fancy not wanting
I told her.
a box of economy condoms from Boots.
I said to her about the thing about, you know, it's all about the surprise and that, innit?
Yeah.
You explained that to her?
Yeah,
What, after she'd unwrapped it?
yeah.
Thoughtful.
And she was alright about it.
Yeah. She understood.
Rick, you know I suggested to him that he buy his girlfriend a gift. I'm worried I've done more damage to the relationship by suggesting that than if he had just forgotten.
Next time you've got to go shopping for her yourself, Steve.
I think I might do.
You've better go shopping for her yourself.
I'm glad it's all over though. It's mental.
Yeah.
It annoys me. The whole thing annoys me, and she knows that as well.
Yeah.
She should know. What, she still insists on having Christmas once a year?
Well,
Wow. I'm you know.
no, but well, anyway, what did you get?
I can't think what you bring to the relationship, Karl. I don't know what it is she's getting from you in this relationship. It's like she's
I
doing
think
all
we
the
know.
work. Well, yeah.
80 times. Oh God, Carl! I love it. You're brilliant. I know what she's getting. He's the.
What though? He's not thoughtful.
No, but he's thoughtful. He's the best he can do with the brain he's got. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
He's doing his best. He's absolutely doing his best. There's no.
He's working at the limits of his powers.
Do you know what I mean? Though he's done as well as he can with what he was given.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
and that's admirable.
Yeah.
It's like, I think he's done better than you'd expect. I bet his teachers didn't even think he'd get this far. Do you know what I mean?
What? Find a girl.
No, well, yeah, a job, a girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Clothe himself. He's done really well. What do you think, Karl? Do you think you've done well?
I think I've done alright compared to some of my mates.
What are they doing now?
Probably not that much. Do you know what I mean? Mrs. Matthews said I wouldn't be an high flyer. I think I'm doing alright.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have a holiday every year. Got somewhere to live and that.
Yeah. Got a new flat, haven't you?
Yeah, so...
So where are they then? The condoms? Did she show them to her family and friends?
No,
Take them
no.
into work. Look what
I'm
Karl's got.
surprised she told Ricky, actually. I was a bit disappointed in that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go shouting around.
Well, she was
what
so
I got.
excited, Karl. Clearly. She was just so pleased and proud.
Alright, play records, we'll come back to it.
No, that's it now.
Streets, Don't Mug Yourself, XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, a regular Santa Claus.
I'll leave it.
Oh dear. So, Rockbusters.
Rockbusters, first one of the year.
Do you want to explain it? In case we've got
just
some
in
new
case
listeners.
Some new listeners.
Might have, you never know.
Chance to win some stuff. I give you like a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band. So an easy one that we did at the start was an exploding pet, AK, atomic kitten.
Yeah.
Right, that's how it works. So there's 3 of them. It's email only. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and you win all that stuff Steve was talking about. Right, first one. £42 for a torch. £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey. That's D. Right?
That's D.
Yeah,
So
right.
just give us it.
Write that down. So £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey, isn't it?
A little bit of enhancement.
Yeah.
Digging up his growth. Oh,
Okay,
God.
that's
So
D.
that's D. The second one, he'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Say that again.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Is that he will fit some chocolate to your feet? He'll.
Yeah.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
And the initial there is A.
That's A.
Yeah, and
fit some chocolate to your
the third and final one, do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me?
Do you
Right.
think? Say it again.
Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's WP.
Right, now, I just better warn people. You really got to get into the mindset of Karl here. These are not real cryptic clues. These are not cryptic clues that you do in the Guardian or the Times crossword. There's usually something wrong with them. It is usually, what's the word? Completely change the word in order to make it fit.
Yes.
Often. So just be careful. Don't be surprised.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you want to give us them again very quickly?
Alright, first one, 42 quid for a torch. That's a bit pricey, isn't it? Alright, that's D. Second one, he'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Can't think of any. I can't think.
That's A.
And do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? WP. Right, so
Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk. Some great prizes to be won.
yeah.
Richard Ashcroft, Science of Silence. Steve, if there was a record of the week, that would be a record of the week.
You're a big fan, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let's make it record of the week.
Yeah, that's record of the week. Richard Ashcroft.
Excellent.
Science of Silence.
Brilliant.
No one gives us anything anyway. These pluggers, they come in. We get things like homemade bands that they've pressed it in their garage.
Yeah.
You can hear their mum in the background going, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
Mum! We're recording this for XFM! 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, what have you got for
I
us?
was just thinking, the irony is, we're the only people on this station, I think, who play their own records, aren't we?
I know.
There's loads of people who do.
Rubbish.
John Kennedy plays what he wants.
He's on in the
Yeah, but
middle
he's
of
on,
the night.
yeah, he's on
Zoe
3
plays
o'clock
what
in the
she
morning,
wants.
no
Everyone
one's
plays.
up.
Zoe, on Drive, she plays some stuff.
What do you mean? What does she play?
Fat Boy
Whatever she
Slim,
wants to
probably.
play.
Here's another remix.
You know.
I won't say who it's by.
Christian plays some of his own.
Does he?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but they're probably novelty songs, aren't they, by you?
Right, listen, right, yeah, New Year and all that.
He's great, isn't he?
Rockbusters is on the way, we're getting some good stuff coming in.
I have to say, I'm amazed. Every answer I've had so far has been correct. I listen to the clues, I've got no idea. And I know you, Karl, I spend time with you,
Have
I
you
know how you
seen the
work.
XFM listeners? Well, of course they're the same as Karl.
Sure.
Of course they've got the same mindset.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
So what did you do for New Year, instantly?
Well, I cocked it up a bit, right?
You're joking.
Go on,
You're
here we
joking.
go.
You're joking, mate. Go on.
I went and booked a
You
table.
got the wrong day.
No, right? Booked a table at a restaurant that was shut. Right?
What?
I booked a table at a restaurant, and the one that I called, it wasn't the one. The call had been diverted. So Suzanne said, "Call them up and see what they're serving." Right? Because I forgot to do that when I booked the table. Right?
That's great,
So
anyway.
because the thing is, right, it's a restaurant in Covent Garden, but they've got one in Victoria. But when they answered and they said, no, Victoria, I thought that was the person who was answering the phone. Do you know how some people say the name?
Right.
Right? So then when I called them up and said, what
You thought he sounded a bit funny.
Right? So,
I'm confused, Karl, but probably not more. No more than you would have been on
Okay,
the
it was a branch of a, he doesn't
Anyway,
want to give the restaurant away, so he phoned it up, there's one in Covent Garden, they answered the
So it's
phone.
not, the restaurant's not called No.
No, they said, no, Victoria.
Why can't we name the restaurant?
I don't know why.
Are we
It's not
scared-
libelous.
Are we scared that, are you scared people are going to sort of see you in there because it's your regular haunt?
no, it's just that, you got to pay for stuff, haven't you?
Right.
I mean, it's...
Okay, anyway, so you've
I
got...
wouldn't mention it before New Year, but it's not...
So
in
did
our
you go all
favour
the
now,
way
is
to
it?
the restaurant to find out that it was closed?
No. What happened is I called
Was that
them
the
up.
name of the restaurant again?
Right, the restaurant's called Christopher's. They've got one in Covent Garden, they've got one in Victoria. He
Right.
phoned up, he wanted to book, it's a lovely restaurant, I've been there often, I recommend it to him. He phones up, said, can I have a table for he said, no problem, sir. Right? And then, Suzanne said, oh, you better call up, see if they've got any haddock on the, menu. And he went, hello, and they went, hello, Christopher's. Victoria went, Victoria? They went, yeah, he went, oh no. That's it, innit?
So then, I just said, no, forget it. I'm not going all the way over there. So I cancelled it, right? So, then I called up Suzanne and said, look, I've made an error. The place we were going to is shut.
Was she
So-
surprised again, or?
So we're not going. So she said, oh, try some other places, and I did. They were all booked up, right? I was fed up anyway. I hate New Year. It's always like this, isn't it? So, I said, look.
You know the common factor in all these stories? You hate Christmas, you hate birthdays, you hate New Year. It is you.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I said, I'll sort something out.
Yeah.
So I went to Tesco.
Leave it with me. Went to Tesco's, boots were shut. Got a lovely plate of condoms.
Did you just stay in and play with her Christmas gift?
Blowing them up. I've done some balloons.
Well, it was. I think we did stay in. And I watched that thing that, 100 Greatest Moments, which was annoying me. Did you see, there was a nudist on it? You know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
Right? Did you see him?
Man with two knobs.
There was a man with two knobs on it. And a nudist who just like wanders about the house.
But it said and when he visits people, I was thinking, who lets him visit? I go,
exactly, yeah.
But he must go there with trousers on and go, hello, lovely to see you. Can I just pop all these off? Well, not really, no.
And I'll tell you what annoyed me the most. They had a white sofa. If you were a nudist, you'd get a darker one. Right? So anyway, right, so we ended up watching that. That annoyed me. And then I was tired by about 11, and I said, oh, let's go to bed. And she said, you can't. And that annoys me, the fact that, because it's New Year, you got to stay up. And it's like, well, why? Can't we just... You should bring it forward, so in case you want
to quarter to 10.
Well, you stay up, and it's like my eyes were dead heavy, and I was like, oh, I want to go to sleep. So just stay up, and then it's midnight, and you go Happy New Year, then you go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, Karl. Some people have a little party.
So it's over with anyway.
Yeah.
So, are you 86 years old?
86 on my nerves.
Do you ever enjoy... You never seem to have any fun, Karl. This is what disappoints me, this is what worries me. I feel like you're going to die
You're
young,
here, you're here, Karl, with us two. We've got three, as I was just saying to Steve, three of the greatest comedy minds ever in one room, and Steve pointed out, since the goodies.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it should be party central.
Yeah.
So anyway, right, so this is when I spent time thinking of new ideas.
Right.
So that's when I came up with, what did I come up with? Rituals.
Yeah.
This is about, it's good to have a flathead in India.
And just run us past
Just
that
run, yeah.
It's good to have a flathead in India.
Is that it?
Well, what they do is they put wood round your head and sort of clamp it, and the flatter head you've got, apparently the more attractive in some part of India, I can't remember. So that's a ritual.
So I don't know where to start with this.
No.
Well, leave it. We'll be doing that. Well, we've done it. That's
so that was the first one, was it?
That's for this week!
Right. We've also got Do We Need 'Em, which we carried on from last year, which is finding out, what animals we need in the world, which ones we can get rid of. I'm talking to experts and that, finding that out. We're doing Rockbusters, that's underway, we're getting emails in. And, what do you think of that then?
What do you think of that then, of course?
I love this, that he treats this show like it's a checklist for what he's got to pack for holiday. Yeah, Do you know what I mean? He just goes, sun cream, yeah. It's all like, it's done. Look at his face!
No, but I try and come up with stuff that people will remember and go, that's interesting, I'll tell my mates that in the pub. Another one I'm thinking of doing, do you know the film Around the World in 80 Days?
Ooh.
Around the World in 80 Gervais. And what I do, I give you, like, little, things, like, little bits of information about countries, so that if you go, you'd go like, oh, I don't want to go there.
That's just a terrible thing to say, and I apologise. I can't think of the PC word for it. But I think Karl is slightly retarded.
Yes. I was just thinking the same, yeah. Yeah. Is there something we can do about that?
Just play a record, just keep the...
Could we get ourselves registered as a charity?
I think so.
Badly Drawn Boy, Born Again.
On XFM, 104.9.
I was just looking to see if that's a new single. It looks like it probably is, Rick, if that's of interest to you.
It's a new one.
Yeah. There we are.
So, well, first of our regular features with Karl, we've got Rockbusters, that's rolling. There's people coming in, they're getting them right. I don't understand it myself.
As ever, Rick, you'll be amazed and confounded.
So I don't know the answer, and I haven't looked at the answers. I just like that moment. It's like when you go down Christmas and you're excited about a present, and it's like some condoms. You know what I mean? Well, I love that.
Yeah, that moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to top that next year.
I don't know how he's going to top that. All I can think of is some corn plasters. Right.
It's alright, love. The batteries are included.
Got you a pumice stone. Right, now, do we need them?
Do we need them? It's something we started a few weeks ago. We're always talking about animals and insects and that. And, it's like, if you took an animal out of the world, would we have problems? Right?
Would it make any difference?
Yeah, would it make any difference?
We did jellyfish last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
We sorted that out.
The woman said we've got to keep them.
We do need them, because turtles eat them.
Yeah. So, I've moved on. Octopus.
Do we need the octopus?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I'm working through a load of animals, right, that, and finding out whether we need them or not, right?
Right.
Because, like, jellyfish, to me, I'm a bit puzzled by them. I don't really know why we need jellyfish, and I spoke to some expert.
Turtles eat them.
What?
Turtles eat them.
Yeah, I know, but do we need turtles? Do you know what I mean? It goes on and on, doesn't
We
it?
need humans.
Well, you know, I mean, I might get to that bit, but
Yeah.
I need to sort out the animals first. I've got a lot on. So, the thing is, I've left the jellyfish. We know we need them, right?
Right.
So, octopus.
Yeah.
Right, I know they're pretty brainy.
Incredibly brainy.
A story that I heard, I don't know if it's true, but there was some science lab somewhere, right,
Yeah.
where they had some octopus in it, and they had some crabs,
Yeah.
and at night, the octopus was, like, getting a bit bored on its own in the dark and that, and they sort of come alive in the dark, don't they?
Yeah.
They like the dark.
Yeah.
And the octopus had its eye on the crabs, and at night, when it's dark, it was getting out of its little cage, crawling along the floor, getting in the crab's cage, getting them out and eating them.
I don't doubt it. We put jam jars with the lids on with crabs in, and they'll open the jam jar and...
You're joking?
Yeah.
You and I sometimes struggle with them.
Yeah, we don't do it... you don't do it really, really tight, but...
Oh, right, so they're not that clever then?
Well, they would, if they were strong enough, they'd open it, but they're just not that strong.
Oh, that's mad. Right, I also know that, if they get hungry, they eat their own legs.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're deaf.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't live very long.
They can squash themselves into small jugs.
Oh, yeah, they can go in a demi-john through the narrow neck and that.
Why do they need to do that?
Because they're the sort of crevices and holes that they're hunting for crabs and things through.
So, would they be better if they were smaller? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. But octopus then, if Noah said to you, you know, we're having a clear out,
Yeah.
we've got too many animals to look after and that in the sea, taking up too much room,
Right.
do we need them?
I think there's other less useful things in the sea than octopus. Limpets, they could go.
Limpets?
Yeah, they just sit on a rock and do nothing for 50 years.
But they're not getting in the way then, how big are they?
Well, not very big.
Yeah, you see, I might come round to them, but I never think, oh, you know, I'm sick of seeing these limpets. Whereas octopus, you know, crawling about, opening jam jars and that.
You'd never see them though, they're really rare.
Well,
We get 2 or 3 caught a year, it's quite amazing.
do we need them?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Well, we'll just have to keep them then.
I love that Karl can confuse the scientist.
Yeah. Yeah, because all systems of logic break down.
I know,
Everything they've ever
even the
learned.
scientist was going, oh, get rid of limpets.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Who was
brilliant.
that guy?
I think his name was Chris,
And where was he from?
in a place called Megavissi, where I went one year.
Megavissi.
And is he he's a scientist, is he?
I think he's got a fish shop or something like that.
He's got a fish.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
really-
like an aquarium type place.
Oh, right.
So,
A fish shop.
It wouldn't
Fish and chip shop.
It wouldn't be past him that he, a Winkle store. He's got a Winkle store at Poole Harbour.
Yeah, that's an expert.
Oh dear.
but, what have you learnt from that then?
Well, that, we don't know whether they're deaf or not, because the scientist, the bloke in the chip shop couldn't confirm it. They eat their own legs. Think of
That's
that.
a bit weird.
Isn't it?
They eat their
weird.
own legs.
Eat their own legs if they get hungry.
Right.
And they grow back, don't they?
I think so, yeah.
If you eat one, they'll grow back.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can put them in little jars and that. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just a bit weird, isn't it? It's like no, but do you know, like, you know, people have a go about being cruel to animals and that. But what he was saying there is, right, what they've watched an octopus do, they've got hold of a crab, right, so that'll be being stressed out because it's out of the water.
Yeah.
They've then stressed it out even more by putting it in a jar,
Right.
which he didn't like. And then an octopus is crawling about on the jar,
Yeah.
and the crab knows that the octopus wants to eat it, right?
Yeah.
So then it's having more frets
Yeah.
because of that, and then they let the octopus eat it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty.
Do we need crabs?
Do them next week, yeah?
Well, I want to sort out snails first.
Right. What's your pitch with snails? What do you know about snails?
I know that bats eat them. They can sleep for 13 years.
Right.
Can you believe that?
He said to me, snails can sleep for 13 years. And I went, right. He went, oh, thing is though, if it was a scientist, and he was, he was looking at it, and he put it in a quiet place, it might well doze off. He said it wouldn't be the same if it lived on the streets. And then we went on to a whole thing about homeless. He wants to do a game show with celebrities being homeless for a week.
What do you think?
Actually, I've got to say, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
Right, do you know how, like, Lenny Henry went to the jungle?
Yeah.
Right? And you've got, who else did it? John
Lundy
Lundy made slippers out of a bra. Right? So I'm thinking, like, get a celebrity and say to him, no, just because, I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why all this came about. When I was walking back from that Christmas meal that I bought my girlfriend for 150 quid.
Right. Lest we forget.
Right? I was walking down Mortimer Street and there was an homeless fella there, and it was like, oh, it's really, really bad. But the weird thing is, it was about, I don't know, probably about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, about 9.
Right.
And he was asleep. And I just thought, do homeless people ever think, I think I'll have an early one tonight? Right, that's what got me thinking. It's a bit weird, the whole lifestyle of it, the fact that he had an early one.
The fact, what, if it's a bit weird that he's sleeping not in a home, but on the street?
No, it's just that if
It's
I was homeless, I'd probably stay up quite late, because it's not nice. Do you know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
Just being homeless isn't a good thing, is it?
No.
People forget how bad it is.
Yeah.
Right?
But surely sleeping gets you out of reality. They sleep because they're tired, they can't sleep very well, so they need all the sleep they can get.
Yeah, but sleeping's nice if you've got a nice big bed.
What, you think that they can go, I'll stay up, I'll go to bed at 2, I'll go straight to sleep, and I'll pop up at 8 when the alarm clock goes off?
Well, that's just what I was thinking, right? So, I was thinking how bad it is, and it's, especially this time of the year,
Yeah, it's terrible. It's the
really
worst thing.
And to sort of give it some publicity and get a bit of help behind it, get celebrities, someone like Phil Mitchell, maybe, off EastEnders, who's a big fella, he can look after himself, put him in a shop doorway, have some cameras set far away in a building or something, they can film him, and it's up to him how he raises money for food to eat.
He could sign autographs.
Well, they wouldn't know him though, would they? Because you never look at a homeless person.
You get, what's her name? Gail Porter.
Yeah.
Gabby Roslin.
Right, yeah.
Narinda from Big Brother.
Yeah.
Who else would do it?
I got a game show idea.
Les Dennis, I reckon.
I got a game show idea called On the Game. And, what happens is, you get Narinda from Big Brother.
Sugarcane by Sonic Youth on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Go on, Karl, what's next? Are you gonna do your, war feature? What is it called?
What do you think of that then?
You do that now?
It annoys me a bit, right, because we said before Christmas that we'd come back with new stuff.
Yeah.
Gave you a title to work on, that Ridiculous.
Right.
You came in today, I said, have you sorted it out? You say no. Steve, you're having a go at me for wanting to get music out of the library for you.
Yeah.
You haven't got any new ideas.
Sure.
But you're dissing mine.
I'm not dissing yours.
Well...
I'm a massive fan of them.
Good vibe off you.
Oh, I think that's very harsh. I just asked you when were we going to have war, do you think of that? I'm a big fan, I'm excited.
Well, it's not that good, to be honest with you.
Well, I disagree, it sounds brilliant.
Right, well, it's a bit of a tweak of Educating Ricky. Just some information on wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
World War II.
World War II, alright.
The world champion chess player, he helped someone out. In the war.
It's the detail I like.
No,
You know, it's nearly a history programme, isn't it?
I was watching those repeats of The World at War.
Yeah.
That were on in the mornings, you know, incredibly detailed, but they've got nothing on Karl.
Did you write a lot of that David Sharma series?
He was able to use his skills that he has to play chess, because apparently chess is all about probabilities of, like, where a piece will be put.
Right.
And they got him in, and they said, "Can you help us out?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "Right, where should we, like..."
Hitler has just moved his queen.
So that's a fact.
He sent in a bishop that ran diagonally through the troops, knocking them over.
Sorry, wait a minute, Karl. So they got a chess
Sorry,
player.
that's it.
Well, yeah. It's just like, oh, what do you think of that?
Again, that's not a story.
But it angers me that he says that I'm down on the ideas when I mean, that's beginning to shape up as quite interesting. I thought you were going to tell me which battle or which event was you...
World War II.
There's not a battle.
But which bit of your World War II?
Like, the middle bit.
It's 6 years worth.
Yeah, well, probably about a bit in.
Guessing.
Thought, let's...
Guessing.
Well, alright, yeah, there is a bit of guesswork, but it doesn't matter.
But that could have been an interesting thing if you told me it had an impact on the
when
Normandy
you look
landings.
at these things, do you go, bloke wants help chest, oh, use that, and run away from the computer?
No,
or
I
run
read
out of the bookshop?
I read the first line where I get enough information, I just think...
What do you mean you read the first line where you get enough information? Imagine if you were someone's defence lawyer.
Exactly.
And he was like, he's on death row and went, I don't think he did it.
Yeah.
I read the first line, I didn't read the file
It's
completely.
He was in a hotel in Texas. Right, go on.
It's enough.
Oh, some other
It's
stuff.
enough,
He
it's
definitely
enough,
didn't kill it.
it's enough, it's enough.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
just thought
interesting.
they always take ages on deciding where to go. It's just like, you know, but there's a better
I
way.
don't know what you're saying now, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it takes-
Actually don't know what you're talking
When
about.
people play chess, they take ages to make the move. So I'm just thinking, there's probably a quicker way
Of what?
than finding where a boat is, than getting a chess player in.
I don't know what you mean now.
Alright,
Are you talking
well,
about battleships now?
They should have got an expert battleships player in.
Right?
yeah. What? Karl,
Right,
what?
forget that one.
Or
then.
someone who's
No,
really good
I'm not being funny, but what is that? What are you telling me there?
Someone who's really good at risk. They should have brought them in.
Yeah, Cluedo.
Right,
yeah.
Another fact.
Oh, that's enough then, is it?
Well, they use expert Cluedo players, but the police use expert Cluedo
you
players.
do use, yeah.
If ever there's a murder in a country house...
Do you think they use that old Chinese fella, on the front of, Mastermind?
Mastermind, yeah.
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 Yeah, for logic problems. The Enigma code was broken by top Mastermind players.
Yeah.
Right, second
And a guy
fact.
who had a couple of rounds of Yahtzee and done very well.
Second fact about the war.
For engineering, they use a lot of Jenga players.
Absolutely. Whenever they want
Will
to-
the building collapse? I don't know, let's pull this, let's see.
If
Yes,
they
it
wanted
will.
to identify...
What are you doing?
If they wanted to identify spies,
Yeah.
bring me the champion of Guess Who.
Was it a woman with glasses? No, right,
Has
sit
he got
down.
a beard? Is it Bernard?
Right, Karl, sorry, go on.
Another war fact. So
Go
you're
on.
saying it's rubbish, but look, you love that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Second
you're
one.
absolutely right.
The first bomb that was dropped on Berlin,
Yeah.
it didn't kill a person, but it killed an elephant.
I think that's true.
That is true.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one.
Is that all you know about that? See, that's interesting, isn't it?
But
What
that's
was the-
enough.
But no, it's not
not
though.
enough.
Because I mean, listen. Most people want to go. Oh, what was the elephant doing there? Did
Well,
it land
see,
in a
there's-
zoo? Was it a pet?
Oh.
Was it a lost elephant? Did they aim at the elephant? How did it kill it? Did
Was
it
it
hit on the
Hitler's
edge?
favourite elephant?
yeah, was it Hitler's favourite elephant? Did it then have one ball?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things. You know, why didn't he catch it with his trunk?
Did it have an effect on German morale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yes.
elephant is kaput.
Oh, Jumbo! I don't want to fight anymore!
Chewing breaks, painkiller on XFM. Karl's getting a little bit stressed, aren't you?
No, I just, you know, got to keep focused, got to keep the show good and that.
Yeah.
You know, and in the
Yeah.
new year, the idea was come up with some good snappy stuff.
Yeah.
And today, I just think it's been a mess with you, to be honest. I mean, this is the sort of thing I'd prefer to do after the show as the producer.
Yeah.
But
Do you know what? I think it's a discipline problem.
Is
I'm
it?
not
Is it
sure
because
what he's got in it.
is it 'cause I just put sellotape on your head?
well, that's a bit to do with it. But just, you know, let's just focus
But
on...
I didn't put it when there was any hair on your eyebrows. I put it across your forehead.
Right. What do you think of that then?
Yeah.
We've got one more bit left.
Brilliant.
One more fact. The French, right, when they were at war,
David Sharma, I just imagine him just introducing, amazing.
Which war was this?
It was still the World War,
One or two.
World War
Go
II.
on, it's 50-50, go on. yeah.
Right, World War II, what the French did, everyone needs a code.
Everyone needs a code. Yep.
A code when you're in the army.
This is a Disney song.
Right. And, you know, to sort of give the go-ahead if you want to go into battle and stuff.
Okay.
Right? So,
Needs a code.
but the weird thing
Game
is,
show.
right, the weird thing is, do you know what theirs was?
Go on. Do you?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's
So what
a bit
was
weird.
the French code?
For what?
To sort of say, right, yeah, go on.
But they had more than one.
on this day.
But I don't know what day it is.
On this day.
And what, it's like saying, what am I thinking of? What was the battle? What was the...
Okay, so alright, what...
Look at him, he's genuinely confused that I've asked this question. Right.
It was...
No! If you ask me a question, ask me the question correctly. What was the code for battle during what battle?
World War II.
No, that's not a battle. That's a war.
Yeah, it was in a war, yeah.
I don't know what to do. He confuses people.
Alright, okay, what was it, Karl? What was the
Yeah,
code?
what
was
are
the
you
French
thinking
code?
of? Right.
John's got a moustache.
What are you talking
My
about?
lungs are gonna burst.
That was a code that the French used. You know, like, I mean, I just think it's a bit daft, right? Because you could come up with that by mistake.
yeah. Two French blokes talking in the trenches, and they see a major walk past, and they go, "Oh, look, John's got a moustache," and they all go and go, "No, I was just talking. What are you talking about?"
Well, the way I don't think that's a good code. I'm not.
I
you
don't
know,
believe it is the code.
No, it is seriously.
And what?
And
It's
would
just
it,
that
would
no
it
one
have
talks
been, would it have
about
been
it.
said in French?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the weird-
Guessing. Yeah.
No, but
What?
you see, I can't even be bothered
What are you saying, Karl?
because it's not a very good code. Do you know, like we've talked in the past about, you know, things you don't see, and I said an old man eating a Twix.
Yeah.
If they use that's safe. Because no one is ever going to see a man having an old man having a Twix.
What do you mean?
Well, use that as a code. Don't use a saying, John's got a moustache, that could crop up. And it's like the war's kicked off. How'd that happen? Well, I said John had a moustache. Oh.
Two French folks would never be saying, John's got a moustache. Why would they?
Because back then they were fashionable.
He nearly makes sense, doesn't he?
I assume it would have been Jean.
Yeah. No, probably John.
And how would this code have been? I mean, who would have announced
No, I
this
just
to
read
everyone?
it. I read it like that, Steve. That's what was on the internet. This is a code that was used. John's got
But
a
don't be
moustache.
angry with me.
I know, but you're always asking questions.
Because I'm interested in history.
Yeah. No, you're genuinely interesting bloke, Karl, and we'd like to know. I'd like to film you secretly. You know, like they do, like Nature Watch, when they put it in a, like a, you know what I mean, a Badgers sort of thing,
Warren,
right?
yeah.
And they just watch it. I'd like to see what you do, pop around and go, I wish I could download the music in your head. Because it'd be, wah, 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 and you see something weird, you go, wah, 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 wah. And then you read that and you go, wah, and you write it down, and that's what comes out. John's got a moustache.
I'd like to see next Christmas.
Imagine the French, right, for their battle cry, for their battle code, to know it's going ahead, they're going over the top, is you never see an old bloke eating a Twix. Imagine that.
Yeah, but all these things are things that I think in my head.
Keep them in there.
Do you know, like
Please.
before when I was talking about going out on, you know, Christmas Day,
Yeah.
having a meal on the way back, seeing a homeless person.
Yeah.
And then I think, God, that wouldn't be good. I know, TV show. Right? You can think of things like that. When I saw the homeless fella, then I got talking to Suzanne about when I had to sleep in my car.
What do you mean? Go on.
Let's play a record and come back to any sleeping in the car.
God, I can't wait.
Play a song for the
I
lovers.
was watching last night, Karl, on cable TV, 1987's amazing Sign of the Times Prince in concert film. It was dynamite. I thought to myself, how brilliant he is. It reminded me of the gig I went to see last year. He played this tune. It's from the album Parade. Okay, I don't want to discuss whether or not Prince is acceptable on XFM or whether he's a genius. He is a genius. That's the end. That's the end of the discussion. Play the tune. He's dynamite. It's a song for the ladies.
I remember, I was going to tell you, I was on the way here. You know, do you remember John? He's got a moustache now.
I can't believe it. Lads, no! Don't. It's not on. It was The valve's not on!
Look at your face, Karl.
The elephant did die.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah.
Sometimes it snows in April from the lovely Prince.
Brilliant.
From the album Parade. He doesn't always have to get up and have a rock about. He can just sit there at the piano.
You can't argue with that.
Bash out a
After
tune.
the break, Steve, a brand new feature I've just done. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. You see, you say Ricky Gervais doesn't put any work into the show. He's just done that
I'm
during
going
that
to tell
song.
Karl some amazing facts from the world of science, nature, politics. 4 are real. 1 is absolutely ridiculous. Cat Stevens from Catch Bullet 4 album. Sitting. Little interesting fact for the nerds. We got it down to 2 songs to do this intro music to The Office. It was that one and Handbags and Cloud Rags. We went for Handbags and Cloud. Interesting, isn't it?
It is a fascinating fact, except
Yeah.
of course I still feel we should use that one, except we couldn't, because Cat Stevens' people wouldn't let us. Or it was too expensive or something.
I don't know. We re-recorded Rod Stewart one. That was too expensive.
I still prefer that one.
Yeah. Difficult. Difficult.
Decisions. Rick,
Anyway,
decisions.
that's ridiculous. Right. 5 facts. Right. 1 is totally made up. Alright?
Just do 3. 3 and
Oh, well,
one.
there's... Okay, right. Oh, let's see. What should I do then? There
This
are more
was
moves...
carefully planned.
There are more moves possible in a game of chess than there are particles in the universe. You can't get any colder than liquid nitrogen. I think it's minus 273. You can't, and it's impossible to get colder than that. The honey badger has got skin so loose that if you grabbed it by the neck, it could come away from its skin, turn round and bite you out of its anus.
That's ridiculous. Right, Rockbusters then. Wrapping it up.
It needs some work, that game, but I see it's got a lot of mileage.
Right, here we go then. The first one, £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey.
Go on.
That was D.
Yeah.
That was Daylight.
Wait, I thought Delight, and I thought it doesn't work.
second one.
It doesn't work. I also thought Delight doesn't work.
Second one.
There's no, wait. Dear Light, it doesn't work. It's Delight.
Second one was...
No, Karl, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but if we're going to continue with this feature, you've got to tweak them a bit, right? People have got it. We've had loads of emails, more than ever. So, do you know what I mean? Let them decide. If they don't like it, they won't email in, but they're loving it.
They've all come from the same institution.
Right, go on.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet. That was A. That was Aerosmith. Right?
Aerosmith. You've heard of a blacksmith?
But a smith is just a workman. It doesn't necessarily. No, you can have anything. You can have a locksmith. A smith doesn't just mean it does shoes.
Right, do you think...
Aero Cobbler would have worked. Unfortunately, there isn't a band called Aero Cobbler.
Get ready with a winner. Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's Wilson Pickett.
Wilson Pickett.
Have you got a winner?
I'll give you that.
I have to say that I don't know if these guys have won in the past, but they were the first people to email in. I mean, normally I just give it to anyone, but these guys, literally, you've given the clues,
people
Karl.
get
I'm
Aerosmith?
amazed. Everyone seemed to get Aerosmith. Everyone got D-Light, everyone got Wilson Pickett. I'm absolutely stunned. You know, they deserve it. They deserve the junk. Prizes.
Right.
So we'll give it to Jonathan and Louise, who, as I say, may have won in the past, but as I say, they were very, very quick. You've got to beat them if you want to win. And they're from Wrexham.
Brilliant.
So good luck to them.
So that's
I hope
that
they
then.
enjoy Jerry's yoga diet.
Back next week then. Yeah?
See you later.
See ya.
Cheers.
Cheers. Travis, level come through on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, etc. Got some great tunes actually lined up.
Excellent.
I've brought in some Amy Mann, some Neil Young. I'm playing my favourite Clash track. What have you got for us, Steve?
I got a dynamite hip-hop tune by
Yeah.
The Roots, which I think you'll enjoy.
Love it, love it.
Got a little bit of Joni Mitchell, maybe swing that on later.
Oh,
And,
excellent. I nearly brought in some Joni Mitchell. It's a good job I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
That wouldn't
I'm
have made any
sure
difference. It wouldn't have made any difference.
No, we
We
would
would've
have probably
played-
played
yeah.
yours, and then
Yeah.
I'd have been
Fine.
told to
Go away.
Ooh, with a flea in my ear.
Karl, what have you got lined up for us as the producer?
Right, well, Rockbusters.
Been off this week again?
Has he?
Yeah.
Another week off?
Another week off, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't have a full week off. I had 3 days off
Yeah.
because I was working all over Christmas.
Yeah.
And still didn't stop working, preparing stuff. You've got a nice load of prizes there that
Yeah,
I've sorted
giving
out. I
those
had to
away,
come
yeah.
in especially to sort that out.
Yeah.
Rockbusters
Did you
will
rifle
continue.
through the drawers up at Capital Gold instead of down
Yeah,
here?
yeah. Rockbusters, we're still doing that.
Yeah, you're bigging it up.
Yeah.
He's bigging it up. Yeah, still doing that.
We've got that. Last week, we sort of changed educating Ricky a bit. Just a little bit.
Don't say we. I don't want to be incriminated in it.
Well, changed it in a sense that rather than giving you too much information about different things, it's hard to sort of keep it all in.
Yeah.
I'm giving you sort of information on one thing. So last
no,
week,
because some of your stuff was a little bit too intense. My favourite story was there was a blind girl, she hit her head and got better, and I couldn't take all that in at once. So you should really ration some of the education.
We sort of started
Wasn't last week war-related stories?
Yeah, it was war. Do you think of that then?
What
and
do you
it
think
was
of that?
Sure.
3 things.
And it was the French battle. Going over the top was John's got a moustache, which you think was ambiguous because someone might have said that anyway.
Well, look, you've remembered it, so it's working. So we'll be doing that. And last week
Loads of French people have just gone to war who were listening to this.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to learn some science this week.
Did I?
Yeah. so the title this week for that is Acid. I would sort you some science out. Acid, because that's.
How long did that take you to come up with?
Listen, but you know, people love Karl. There's comedians come to me and go, Karl's the funniest man. They absolutely love him, right? But I think we're only seeing half of it, right? If we can get him on television, his face then, when he told me that title, was like a child at Christmas.
Yeah.
He was so proud of it. He was excited what I was gonna. It was brilliant.
It's a bit like when a child's drawn a picture in art class. You know you've got to stick it on the fridge,
You've got
but
to,
you basically
yeah.
think it's crap.
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
All right, Karl?
Is that good?
Yes.
So we'll be doing that. Do we need them?
Yeah.
Have
Have you got another one?
Yeah, I've got another one. Looking at snails this
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Do we need snails?
Do we need
Because I know you're not a
snails?
fan of snails, are you?
Well, after a bit of research, I found some good stuff out about like they sleep for 13 years, some of them,
Yeah.
and that. So we'll be looking
Ricky,
into that
you
later.
tried that one.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We've got ritual,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is something that I told Ricky about.
Yeah, well, last week's was brilliant. It's
was
good
it?
to have a flat head in India.
It's good to have a flat head in India. I've
That's
forgotten all about
brilliant. Yeah.
And,
Well, I'm
that's about it.
gonna just play one of my favourite Smith tracks.
that. Can I just make a request? So I'd quite like, if you've got time, to bring back, just for 1 week only, White Van Karl.
Sure.
Because there's some quite interesting topics this week.
Oh, is there things happening in the world?
There's
Because
some
Karl
things
doesn't think there
happening.
is.
No.
There is a light that never goes out.
What?
Someone's left one of those little things in here. It's brilliant,
It's
isn't it?
amazing. What are they called, those things?
I imagine that just then I was thinking of being in the front row at a Morrissey concert and going, can I just play along? They are brilliant.
I don't know what kind of sound that is.
I don't know. It's only used for when Kenneth Williams
Yeah, exactly.
sees someone undressing.
Yeah.
That's the only time that is used, that noise. That is
But
brilliant.
it's like it was specially created for the Carry On films.
Yeah, we need, I don't know what it is, but we need something when I walk in and see someone changing. Well, what about this? There is a light that never goes out by the Smiths. I phoned, Karl up in the week, yeah, and, I said, what are you doing? He went, well, even though it's one of my days off, I'm just doing some research on the web. Found anything that said, yeah, I'm doing science. And then he said, you can get wigs for dogs in Tokyo. That's his scientific fact. And I went, what do you mean, dogs, if they need a wig? I said, if they need a wig, what, dogs going bald? And he went, like, this is fine to him, he went, it's a stressful city, Tokyo. The world's alright with Karl. He's always got an explanation. I've only ever seen him confused once. When, in Edinburgh, he looked out of his window one day and he saw a bloke putting a parking ticket on some rubbish.
Yeah.
And that genuinely confused him.
Yeah.
He couldn't work out, could you?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
And the woman breastfeeding her 8-year-old child. You didn't like, did you?
I don't like that. But, the what's the name? Animals with wigs. I kind of thought, after I put the phone down to you, I kind of thought about it, thought, yeah, it was a bit daft, that.
Are you sure it's not the ageing pop group?
No.
The Animals?
But when you think, have you ever seen, like, a bald pet?
No.
It's weird.
What do you mean?
Because my mum, we had a cat, we used to get through loads of cats because we lived on
Oh God, it started early today, innit?
What do you mean?
It's only 10 past one.
What are you doing?
No,
Running a restaurant?
We lived on...
Oh God, what do you mean?
No, we lived on like a main road.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I used to get through a lot of them. My dad
It was
kept
their
saying,
risk.
you know, stop wasting money, you know, it's not
Stop
good.
wasting money, not wasting cats.
Right, so, anyway, we had this cat that was ill all the time.
Mm.
And,
It's just bag of news, probably.
Yeah, Malingra. Yeah, I'm terrified.
I'm going to which house?
Wrong. Oh, God, bloody hell. Wrong.
Don't let me go to the Pilkingtons.
and it, for some reason, it kept being sick all the time. Right?
Yeah, that is news. That's definitely news.
So my mum kind of thought, I've had enough of this, and she shaved it.
What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Now, I know you're not vets in your family, but what correlation did your mum think there was between you being sick and shaving it?
Because it kept being sick, and it was a pain to wash, because it kept getting
So
caught
she
up.
wanted a dry wipe cat.
So,
Why didn't you just varnish it? What?
it's weird, though.
So now he's cold and sick.
No, but not all of it. She left sort of the back half, but sort of from its waist, sort of.
I love that! Shave it because it's sick on itself!
And
That is
it was
genius.
the weirdest looking thing. I mean, normally I like cats. I'm always like giving yours a stroke on the head and that.
Yeah.
But as soon as she did that, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
can't touch it. And then
So now it's sick, cold, and hated.
Yeah.
Karl.
It must have, I mean, the other cats must have been taking the mick out of it constantly. It's just making things worse. Did it get, I'm hoping that it got run over and was put out of its misery.
no, I think it got all right, that one. Or is that the? Yeah, it did get run over. It did.
Ah! Oh, God. Oh. Oh, dear.
How many cats do you say you've got through?
I'd say whilst I was living at home, I mean, it's still on the increase even though I'm not there. So whilst I was there, probably 5.
God.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
And were you upset each time, or you just got used to it?
It's one of them things, isn't it? Like I've said before, when you first see something, it's a bit of a shock. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Elephant Man or whatever.
Yeah.
First time you see him, it's that sort of, oh, look at that.
Do you remember the first time you saw Steve? No, I'm not being funny. Do you remember the first...
Yeah, but I've said this before, it's always, then you get used to how people look, and you don't... No.
I'm gonna burst. You have to play a record.
No, but...
Because
No, but I've got used to it.
Shut up.
Let You Down. Gold Rush on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais. Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Brilliant.
Rick,
So-
I was in, I don't know whether I should tell you this, because it might rock you to the very core.
Go on.
But I was in an Indian restaurant the other night, and you've not seen the film. Have you seen the film Notting Hill?
I haven't, no.
Right, in the film Notting Hill, have you seen that, Karl?
Yeah,
Do you remember the bit, Julia Roberts plays a movie star, rather like
She's
Julia
the
Roberts.
most famous... Yeah, I know.
And she's
her.
in a restaurant having dinner with Hugh Grant, and she overhears some people in the restaurant slagging her off, and saying,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
she's a slapper, probably all actresses are. And she's sort of stewing on it, and Hugh Grant wants to say something, and she says, no, I won't let you. And then as she's walking out, she goes and says something to them, and of course their faces drop, they can't believe it's her. Anyway, I was in an Indian restaurant the other night, and they were slagging you off, Rick.
Oh,
Well, what they were saying is they were going, Ricky Gervais, the thing about Ricky Gervais is he's just like the character he plays.
right.
It's just like David Brent in real life. And I was listening in, and I was thinking, well, I want to say something. I want to go over and have a word and say, you know, you're partially right. but I couldn't, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't, what could I do? I couldn't really go over there and get into a rumble.
I want to say, what do you mean that I'm
Yeah.
like him? I use his face and his vocal cords, but I mean, I can't help that.
But it's that thing as well of, I don't know where they've got this information from.
But no.
Because you're not,
it's
so they're
received.
wrong,
Well,
so-
it's yeah, they've received it from somewhere, or they've read it or something. It's just, but I don't know. I mean, I can't really be annoyed that they're just wrong.
But it was very weird,
It's
'cause
like it's like being annoyed at a vicar believing in God. I can't get annoyed with him. I just don't believe.
But because obviously they didn't recognise me, it's rather like, you know, when they talk about that idea that if you could go to your funeral, what would people
Yeah.
be saying about you? It's
Yeah.
the closest you could get to that,
Well,
in
you-
that you can hear what people are saying about your friends.
But won't you to get him round to the you go? He is, yeah. What do you think of the other fella? Sometimes with him,
Yeah.
that tall fella. He's good, isn't he?
Yeah,
I know.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a shame actually because on the occasions I do get recognised from minor appearances, I'd never get any cool fans. I just get the nerds. I get the real nerdlingers. I don't get, you know, beautiful women coming out.
You're putting them off, though. Putting them off. You've got to take what you can.
Well...
But you'll have nothing.
No, I know, but this girl came out the other day, and she said, hey, are you that guy who's involved with The Office? I went, oh, yes, I am. She went, my boyfriend loves you, he's over here. And she pointed him out. I was devastated. I thought, I'm in here.
Yeah.
There was nothing going on. But there was a guy who was in HMV, and he was working with the he'd been working on the till, and he saw me, he said, would you sign this DVD? I went, oh, no problem, mate. I said, and I was trying to make conversation, I was trying to be frothy, and I said to him, oh, selling well, is it? And he went, it is. Although we've had quite a lot of returns. I said, well, don't tell me that. I don't want to know that.
What did he mean? That they didn't like it?
And I said, what? People have been bringing it back.
No, I think it's glitches.
He said they've been bringing it back. I said, what was the problem? He said they didn't really like it.
No!
Yeah, some of them didn't really like it.
You can get it back if you don't like it!
No, I mean, I don't know whether they gave him the money back, but certainly that's what he dealt with. That's what he'd encountered.
And then he said, we didn't give the money back, they just wanted to drop it off. What, they didn't even want the money back?
Yeah, they just wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, they
didn't want it in the house.
It's like,
I don't want this rubbish in their house.
Oh, but we still get the money for it, do we?
We still get the money, but
Brilliant.
you know, I told you that other time. Again, because people don't recognise me, again, I was in a record shop, there was a stack of Office videos, and this guy went by, and I sort of heard them as they went by, he went, oh, Office, yeah, a lot of people like that. I think it's shit, he's mate when I agree.
Really?
And of course, again, what could I do? I couldn't say anything, I couldn't pipe up and go, well, that's sort of...
Well, I like the fact that you're always hearing these loud vocals.
Yeah.
It's great. What's the chance of that two feet? That's brilliant. Maybe everyone's always slagging it off.
But it's part
That's it.
Yeah, that's part of it, but also because I keep hanging out by stacks of Office DVDs.
Oh, dear.
Wearing a t-shirt with a picture of you and me on it.
Yeah, that'll do it. What have we got to play, Carl?
Something that Steve wants.
Well, actually, I must dedicate this to someone who's emailed in. I mentioned earlier that I was going to play some of the Roots, and Joe from Peterborough's very excited about that. So, this is not from the current Roots album, sadly, which I've not fully absorbed yet, and therefore don't feel I can make a decision on which track to play, but maybe that'll come
That's the sort of
sometime in the future.
And thought we put into our... You know, picking music.
Exactly.
I had these cassettes still in my bag from last week.
Sure. Anyway, this is from the album Things Fall Apart. It's The Roots featuring Erykah Badu, You Got Me. Let's play it. Featuring Erykah Badu, that's The Roots, and You Got Me.
Good, I like that one.
Yeah, you've enjoyed that?
Yeah, I love it, yeah. Well, it's coming up to 1:30, and so it's time for Rockbusters. It's a structured show, it's a new leaf. This show, in the new year, is going to be structured. Set pieces, hitting our marks, do you know what I mean? There'll be time checks, weather checks, quick hold out. If you're driving, careful on that. So do the prizes.
Check for traffic, like if it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well again, an arbitrary selection of goodies.
What are those politicians doing?
Was that XFM News?
Yeah. Right, what have we got?
So we've got, for those that are a fan of the movie Donnie Darko, which a lot of people rave about this year, a sort of weird teenage movie, then there's a sort of sweatshirt there.
It is actually quite nice.
It's not bad at all. It's medium, so if you're a bit of a bloater, don't bother to apply unless you've got a friend already. We've also got here a Graham Norton video. Certificate 18.
Oh, that's
so please don't phone up don't email in unless you're above the age of 18.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the best of his TV show.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
It's a big stiff video, that, isn't it? It's a big stiff cock of a video.
Thanks very much.
I meant
you meant the bird.
Yeah.
There's also a fairly mediocre British wartime thriller, Enigma, which a lot of people, it was hyped for a while, but it's actually interminable. I've seen it. The first series here of The Kumars at number 42 on DVD. I think that's award-winning, so that's available as well. We've got 2 CDs by the look of it. We've got Pulp's Greatest Hits, which I don't think sold very well, and so presumably they are giving that away. And Johnny Cash's current album, American For the Man Comes Around. There's some good cover versions there.
Again, another big sell. A big sell. We're really pushing this.
But it's quite kooky. Johnny Cash here does covers of things including Personal Jesus.
Oh, right.
By Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
We've got Bridge Over Troubled Water, his version of that. Desperado. And anyway, it's not bad. That's probably the best treat in that bunch. And,
right.
I'm assuming there's some questions there, Karl.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
If you're a new listener, the way it works, I'll give you a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band. Yeah. Makes more sense when you hear it, I reckon.
Not particularly.
Well, not really. Although people do get it. I just worry about the state of our listeners. Go on.
Right, so there's 3 of them. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
It's email only. I repeat, it is email only.
We are too lazy to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Here we go then. Number 1. there's normally 2 easy ones and a difficult one. Sure. So here we go. Number 1. Don't argue with him, he ain't gonna change his mind.
Don't argue with him, he ain't gonna change his mind.
Yeah, that's AA.
AA.
That's, yeah. So that's the first one.
He's not gonna change his mind. What do you mean, Presumably you've got them written out, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what the answer is, so I don't write the answer down.
Don't worry, they get it. Yeah, don't worry.
Well, you can't remember it? You came up with it, there's only 3.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
No, it's not weird, it's incompetent.
Right, the second one, anyway, I hope you get this.
I hope you get this. Email in and tell us the answer.
This is a shambles, isn't
Hang
it?
on a
Come
minute.
on, keep going.
Go on.
He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. P.
And you don't know
You don't know that is?
I'm sure it'll come to me once I see it on email.
What do you mean? Once they get it, you'll agree with them?
I'll know if it's the one I had down as the answer.
This is brilliant.
Come on,
Imagine Jeremy Paxman doing that, going,
yeah, University Times.
Is that right? Go on.
Right, so that's that one.
Give us that one again.
He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. P.
But you're confused. I don't understand how you can be confused.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the final one?
The third one, I'll have to put that woman in the oven. And that's AB.
Alright, quickly give us them again.
Right, so the first one, don't argue with him, he ain't gonna change his mind. That's AA. He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That's P. And, I'll have to put that woman in the oven. AB.
Alright.
Okay.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
I'm gonna play a classic track now by Neil Young, Alabama. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Neil Young, Alabama. Karl is still confused. He's waiting. He's biting his fingers, waiting for an email to tell him the answer to the clue he made up but can't get. I love that as an experiment. As a I mean, that would confuse psychologists, that you come up with something that you can't get. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you came up with the question, you don't know the answer.
And you expect them to, but you can't, and you made it up. Look at your face, like play some adverts. Honestly, Juan, by, Billy Corgan's new band there. Ex-Smashing Pumpkins. Sounds a bit like them, but I like it.
It's alright, not bad.
I like it.
You would take to know, Rick, incidentally, that someone's got the right answer, so,
Carl's
Karl
relieved.
knows the answer, yeah.
Brilliant. Well done, Karl. You're a fool. Right.
Well, talking of which, it's a long time since we've had any White Van Karl. For those that don't remember this particular hot feature, we basically ask Karl some of the questions that are asked of a white van driver in the Sun. They always have this on Saturday afternoons. Anyway, here's the first one. They're not fascinating, Karl, but I'm just interested on your take, really.
Yeah.
What do you make of Cilla Black quitting Blind Date after her husband sent a message from beyond the grave? You familiar with the story?
I didn't know that. What's that?
She went to see a medium, and supposedly her husband passed on information through the medium, which was incredibly vague, but persuaded her to quit live on air.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? If even dead people are saying enough's enough. But I'll tell you what, though, talking about ghosts and that, do you know how I'm into them?
Yeah.
Right? How weird do you think this is, right?
Well, it's not true. Before you say it, play a record.
No, go on.
Go on.
Right, it's this woman. I don't even know if it's ghost, really, it's just a bit weird. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
There's this woman, and she's not a woman, she's a kid.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
She's walking down, like, a street in her area, it's a nice day and everything's normal. She's walking down, and a woman comes up, cycling past, right? The woman on the bike looks at the kid, absolutely terrified, right? Got a really scary face on her.
Yeah.
The kid's thinking, why is she doing that?
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, she thinks nothing of it, goes, I think she was playing in the park or whatever, goes and has a nice day. About 15 years later...
Oh, right, yeah.
She's, I don't know, I think she was going to work, right, on a bike.
She's riding her own bike.
Riding her own bike, cycling down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Looks at the kid. That's the thing that happened, like, 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
It's her on the bike looking at her as a kid.
Right. Not another child.
No. So it's her, she's seen herself.
Karl? I mean, I don't know where to start.
Firstly, where does this information come from?
But, I mean, why do you ever I mean, I don't know what part of that you think can be true. I'm honest, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. What are you talking about?
Bit weird though, isn't it?
But it's not
It
true.
didn't happen. Nothing happened like that.
She said it did.
Well,
Who?
then she's wrong.
She said she saw herself.
She saw herself as a kid, didn't she?
Did she carry on riding
And as an
past?
adult when she was a kid.
Did she stop and talk to herself, or did she ride on by and think that's a bit weird? There's me as an 8-year-old. I won't stop. I'll be late for work.
yeah. If I'm late again, the boss said he'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if-
And where is this information? Did it happen to someone you know?
No,
You overheard it on the bus.
no, it was in it's in the 14 Times.
Ah, right. Well,
Ah,
that's
okay.
the answer.
Good,
We've
okay.
got to the bottom of that.
Right, good. Brilliant.
Now, what do you make of David Blunkett accusing gangster rappers of making kids believe guns are cool? It's a hot topic there, Karl, and I imagine you've got some strong opinions.
He's saying what?
He is saying, basically, that all this rap music is advocating gun use and violence against people, and he's very worried about it.
Nah.
Okay.
All right.
What's the next one?
Have you thought about going into politics? Because
You've got to go-
I'll tell you this, they wouldn't be able to argue with you, really, in the Houses of Parliament. They'd have where would they start?
Yeah. My lonely fellow is an idiot.
No, but violence has always been about, isn't it? Like cowboys and Indians. They didn't have PlayStations and Tupac then, and there was still violence.
What do you mean? In the Wild West?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you can't really blame it on stuff. It'll always happen. That's that's the world, and it's made up of different types and that.
Again, he's right. Again, he's sort of right in a way, in his innocence, in his buffoonery.
I didn't hear what he said.
He just said there's always been violence. You know what I mean? It's sort
Even
of like,
dinosaurs. Look at them. They caused a lot.
and
of
then he
trouble.
went too far and made himself sound
No,
like a
but,
fool
but
again.
I'm just saying, it's always happened. It always will.
Yeah.
Don't try and change it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just chill out is what you're saying.
Do you know what we should do? We should all get on our bike, go and find ourselves when we're little, and go. Be careful what you do in life. Oasis, Supersonic, still good.
Still as good as ever.
Still good on XFM 104.9 with Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
You'll be pleased, Rick.
Go on.
Ricky Anderson has emailed in.
Dickers.
Dickers, Danderson.
Oh,
Yeah,
what are you
he's,
doing, Dindo?
He's probably our biggest fan.
Diddler, you little diddler.
Exactly. He has emailed in, as ever. Ricky, your show fascinates me. How do you maintain such levels of senseless drivel? That's from Randers, from Randy Anders. as I
Little
call him.
diddle dollars. Oh.
So, thanks again, Ricky,
Dudley.
for that, yeah.
Well done. He's yeah, that's great. I
Nice
get
stuff,
a
eh?
buzz. I was disappointed last week where he didn't. What? Ask him why he's didn't
He
email us
didn't
last.
respond last week. No, it's a shame.
Probably
that.
busy. I don't believe he had something better to do.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so.
I can't believe that of anyone when
No, on
you've
a
got this
Saturday
sort of
afternoon.
level,
Exactly.
intense chat. What have you done this week, Karl?
Well, I've had a few days off, haven't I?
Yeah.
Still, doing stuff for this show and that, but managed to
Well,
get a
not
few
really.
hours in.
Yeah. Not really.
Just doing nothing, and bought a place. So I was looking at kitchens,
Yeah.
weighing some of them up, and
Yeah. Checking them out.
checking them out, and also ordered a sofa.
Yeah.
Nice sort of comfy sort of leatherish sofa.
A leatherish.
Oh, I don't like leather sofas.
No, yeah, but what are you picturing?
A leather sofa.
A leather sofa.
Yeah,
I
but
just
like
don't,
what?
it's squeaky and it's.
No, this
it's-
isn't. This
isn't
isn't.
it?
No, this isn't like that.
But I want a really old, sinky
Yeah.
into fabric. I want a sofa that is as comfortable as a bed. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if it was acceptable, you'd have a bed in your lounge, wouldn't you? If that was allowed, without seeming like you were sort of, like, elderly, or
That would be
just...
good. And I'd have a drip going in.
Yeah.
Sort of like with nutrients, because I can't be bothered to chew.
No, you can't, yeah.
Sort of lager with sort of vitamins.
Vitamins,
and
protein,
then
yeah.
one going from my knob down to the toilet.
To the lavatory, yeah.
And with all the remote controls. And that would be amazing.
To be fair, you're almost there, Rick. I've certainly seen the toilet tubing when I've been around in the past.
My dad's bed, right? My dad would never change his chair. Mum would try and get rid of it because it would just fit to him and it'd just be absolutely dilapidated, right? And
What,
same
it's
with
like
his bed.
he had like his own chair in the lane?
Yeah, his own chair, right? And then and his bed, right? When they had separate rooms towards the end, and his bed, right? It had it for years, and it was a big dip. It
Really?
was just like a spoon in the middle where it was concave. Where it said that. And my mum used to just vacuum it out.
Oh!
Where all the little bits are like, you know, he'd have a fag in bed or he'd do his roll-ups in bed.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
he
that's
said to
grotesque.
him, why do you like that bed? It's curved, you know, he goes, it means I can't fall out. The idea, it was like in a hammock. That's great.
That can't have been good for his back.
Well, I don't think it mattered towards the end of it. Yeah, so, yeah, a hammock would be, I really would love a hammock. I think a big beanbag would be good, wouldn't it? With a telly.
A beanbag as big as a bed would be amazing.
Yeah, but this is still the telly thing, because do you prop yourself up a little bit to watch it? Do you watch it on the side, which is annoying? Do you turn the telly on the side?
I've always wondered about that.
The weird thing is, right, you know, I've mentioned before about certain things that are just right, like your hand, 5 fingers is just enough, right? One more,
The sex tips.
it ruins stuff.
Yeah, one less.
One less and you know, I was saying about drying your pots and that'd be really slippery and that.
Yeah.
Right? And the weird thing is, right,
I think that's what nature had in mind.
no,
Yeah.
but like, my mum and dad, right, they moved to this little house, right? And, they had loads of furniture that they've collected over the years without chucking out, and they've moved to this small house. So they just had too much furniture, right? And, they had this double bed. And that was for, like, you know, when friends come round and that, they can stay there. But the problem was he wanted to sort of put these wardrobes in the bedroom, right?
Right.
That went on either side of the bed.
Sort of wrapped around
because,
the bed.
yeah, but because the room was so small, he thought, I can sort that out.
Yeah.
Right? And he sawed the bed.
He sawed the bed.
He sawed the whole thing, so you've got, like, your mattress, your bed, and everything. And
What, he
sort
just sliced some off?
Like a big sandwich, just cut a bit off the edge.
cut the crust off.
About how much is that, would you say?
About 8 inches, 6
About
inches.
8 inches.
But hold on, but that
Well, he
won't
cut
work. Because it'll all fall out the side, and then what happened to the springs and all the supports and stuff?
He
It'll just
sorted
collapse.
it out. It didn't all come out and that. I mean, it's not the comfiest bed. but the weird thing is, he did it, and even though it's only like that 8 inches or whatever, it totally ruined it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, of course it would.
no, but what do you think I mean? I don't mean it ruined it as in it looks a mess.
No, it would have been uncomfortable.
Not even that though, just the fact it's that little bit shorter. It's like, God, for 2 people this is hard work now. This is like, you haven't got enough room, even though it's only 8 inches.
Why did he build the wardrobes first, without measuring, putting the...
I think he did all that and then thought, oh, it'll easily fit in there, and it didn't, so he had to sort of saw a bit off the bed. But it's just weird how only 8
Did
inches...
he use one of those electric saws?
Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
presumably there was just kind of
What
sort of
did it-
material and wood just flying everywhere.
What did he do with the legs? Did he have to move the legs in a bit?
He moved the legs. Looking at it, right, once it's got like the quilt on it and everything, you wouldn't know. I was like,
Sure.
yeah, that's alright, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
And I went to bed at night, he's like, you know, sleep well. Got up in the morning after having about 45 minutes sleep and said, something not right with that.
Yeah.
And he
You
goes, "What do
really are
mean?"
your father's son, aren't you?
I said,
There's something not
I said,
right
it's
with
not
that.
right. And he said, oh, well, I said, what have you done? It doesn't seem the same. And he said, oh, I had to shorten it, sort of thing, you know, to fit in the gap. I said, well, I can't sleep in it. I said, and there was a big kerfuffle. My mum was saying, look, you have our bed then, and we'll sleep in that one. And my dad was like, sod that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ruined.
you know.
Some idiot cut it.
So, there was a big debate going on about where we should sleep, and I was saying, look, you know, I only come and see you, like, every couple of, you know, probably once every 6 months.
I'm not being funny, but next time we go home, can I film it? Just for, Channel 4 or something.
Well, you know, I mean, the Osbournes is not on at the moment. The
Yeah, I know.
Pilkingtons.
Be-
That would be extraordinary.
oh, can we film it?
That's brilliant.
Is anyone from Channel 5 listening to this show?
Or Bravo.
Yeah.
The Pilkingtons.
Weird, though. Weird.
Play a record?
What do you want to play? Do you want to play, do you fancy playing something of yours?
What, have we got
I
anything?
don't know, something that was sent in to you, maybe?
Oh yeah, no, I'll tell you, yeah, I'd like to play this. Yeah, Bronze Age Fox. Band from Bristol, my neck of the woods.
Always
play the
working,
tune,
Karl,
play the tune.
always working. He's
Play the
always
tune.
working. He's on the ball. He's on the ball. He's on the Bobby ball. Coldplay, the scientist, X on 104.9. I'm looking to with Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl, what are you doing?
I wish that's how you spoke.
Right, what are you doing then?
Let's have a quick reprise, if we could, of the Rockbusters clues.
Yeah, Rockbusters, if you've just tuned in, you've missed it this week. Here's your 3
Well, no, you
clues.
haven't. That's why we're giving the clues again.
Yeah, I know, but if they haven't.
Eh?
What?
Say if they've been busy. And
Just
you
give the clues again.
first one.
God.
Oh,
Don't argue with him, because he isn't going to change his mind. That's AA. Second one, he always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That's P. Yeah. And the third and final one, I might have to put that woman in the oven. AB.
Interesting.
Are we telling them or still?
No.
Yeah.
People have still got a chance to win those extraordinary prizes. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
We've still got features to come, though, Steve. It's incredible. We've still got Ritual. Remember last time? People in India, it's good to have a flathead.
Yeah.
We've got Do We Need 'Em? I've got That's Ridiculous.
That's a great game.
What should we do next? What should we do next?
It's too much.
We, Do We Need 'Em out of the way?
Do We Need 'Em out of the way?
Yeah, just,
let's explain it again.
If you're new, I'm sort of on a bit of a mission to find out, you know, we've got a lot of animals and insects in the world and stuff. Do we need 'em all?
It still amuses me.
So we've found out we've got to keep jellyfish. We've done octopus. She said we've got to keep them. This week, snails.
Do we need 'em?
Just doing some research, right? I'm sort of working my way through different creatures and insects and stuff that's on the planet.
Yeah.
Right? And finding out if we need them or not. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know much about snails?
Well, sea snails?
Well, yeah.
Snails in general. Don't know much about snails, land snails. Not a bit about sea snails, like whelks, top shells, that sort of thing.
Would you say they're important?
What sort of sense do you mean by important?
Say if we had to sort of get rid of some animals and insects and that because we're running out of room.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what I know about some snails. I don't know if this applies to sea snails as well. I mean, I called you today because a lot of other places are shut.
Yeah.
Right? So, I know they like to eat stamps, apparently. The glue on stamps. They love it. Right?
Right.
Apparently a lot of letters and stuff aren't getting to where they're meant to be getting because snails are crawling into letterboxes and eating the stamps. That obviously doesn't apply to the sea ones, but that's a problem they're causing.
All right.
Were you aware of that?
No, I didn't know that.
Bet you're glad you answered the phone today. Right? They love beer.
Beer, yeah, who doesn't?
And also, I don't know if this is right, but I heard that they sleep for 13 years, or can do.
Right, I wouldn't know if they can sleep for 13 years or not, but I think sea snails are pretty important. Yeah, they do quite a good job in the sea. They graze on algae and they provide food for other animals. I mean, you can say that about any fish, you know, or any animal. Why do they exist?
Would you be upset if, you know, someone said we're getting rid of them?
Oh yeah.
You would be.
They're an animal, you know. I wouldn't.
Forget being like favouritism and all that I get for them, right? There'll be other things knocking around you can sort of spend your time looking after. You'll still have a job. Don't be worrying about that. Because I'm not going to get rid of all the fish. Jellyfish need looking after, so you're safe.
Yeah.
But do we need them? Come on, there's loads of people saying, come on, we've got to move on through the animals, and you're holding them up saying, well, I want to keep them.
Well, who's saying we need to... That just sounds a bit crazy to me.
Just imagine. Do you know what I mean? And they would come to you because you work in an aquarium, so they'd be asking for your advice.
Right.
And you're slowing it down.
Well, they asked my advice and I'm giving it to them, so, you know, that's what I think, anyway.
Yeah, but snails, you know, I mean, like I say, they drink beer and that, you know. What do they do apart from some food for a whelk?
They were around, their descendants were around a lot longer than we have been.
Yeah, they've been around a long time, but what have they done?
Well, they've survived that long, so they must be doing something pretty good.
Well, apparently they sleep for 13 years, so really, even though they've been around for ages...
I think that sounds a bit... I don't think they sleep for 13 years.
Not all of them, just the tired ones. So, snails, do we need them?
Well, yeah, I just think they've got to... Just as, you know, it's not for us to say, do we need them or not, we can't.
So you think we should keep them?
Yeah, definitely.
Karl, I'm proud of you. That
was getting really quite annoying.
I know. What did he think he was doing? What? I don't know what you tell these people. I mean, you don't get their permission to play this out, do you? You just
Well,
don't tell
the
him.
thing is, right, I sort of told him what it was about, but we won't say who he is or where he works, because it doesn't matter. I just needed to speak to someone who knows.
I know the fact that you were trying to get an answer out of him by suggesting that he would be safe, because he could look after jellyfish if he gave the okay to destroy snails.
He was getting livid, you could tell.
Oh, God. Brilliant. So he's been around a long time, but what have they done? Well, that was great, Karl. Play a record. Well done.
Bit of Amy Man.
Oh, I'm obsessed with this song, Red Vines. It's brilliant. I love that. Amy Man, Red Vines. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
You mentioned earlier when we had our regular email from Dickie Anderson.
Yeah.
Randers, as I call him.
Dandy son.
Yeah. You mentioned it because we didn't get anything from him last week. We didn't get anything from him last week. Anyway, he's obviously listening. Rich, because he's emailed in to explain his absence. Dear Ricky, sorry for not tuning in last week. Only I was in HMV returning the 14 copies of The Office I got for Christmas. That's from Randers. So he's explained himself.
Oh,
he's
dear.
excused himself.
Oh, Anders, we should get him on one day.
Yeah.
Right, okay, Karl. That's ridiculous. 3 amazing scientific facts, one of which is spurious. Okay? Okay, 1. Girls can't throw because the part of their brain that allow men to throw properly in a girl is used up in emotion. 2. Gravity isn't instantaneous, it works at the speed of light. The force of gravity. 3. Statistically, you're more likely to be trampled by a donkey than dying in a plane crash.
Now, even though the last one sounds daft, I think I've read that. About the donkey thing.
Okay.
So, girls... What's the first one?
Girls can't throw properly because the part of the brain that allow men to throw is used up in emotion in a woman. Gravity isn't instantaneous, it works at the speed of light. So when you drop something, the force kicks in at the speed of light.
What do you reckon, Steve?
Well, it's not for me to say.
Is this a trick one where none of them are ridiculous? Or
No, one of those three. One of those 3 is not true.
Right, well, it's definitely not the donkey, right? So, I reckon the girl one, throwing stuff.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well done.
Correct. Well
Very
done.
well done indeed.
Yeah.
Very well done indeed.
That's 2 out of 2 he's got so far.
Well, there you go. Well, I'll teach you some stuff now, right?
I've always been fascinated by the donkey fact, because it is an extraordinary fact that more people are killed apparently by donkeys
Yeah.
than they are by airplane crashes.
Well, I suppose in countries where they're used, and, used a lot, that, they go a bit mad and squash it.
But my concern is that when you go on a plane, there's so many checks. I mean, it takes on 40 minutes to go through all the checks, the air pressure, the cabin pressure, the fuel, checking the, flights, the takeoff, all the rest of it. Our checks for donkeys.
Nothing.
Did someone close the gate? I think so.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
our
Is he
donkey
annoyed?
checks.
Is he annoyed or not? You're not working him too hard, are you? Yeah. He's got his hand. Is there 2 holes for the ears? Yes.
Well, I think that's what's happening. I don't think it's accident. I think they're picking us off. I think they're so annoyed that a nickname for them is ass.
Yeah.
And they've got to wear the little hat. They've got to ride kids. Give kids rides on the beach. And I think they're just sort of annoyed.
Yeah.
Maybe they're sort of just picking us off one by one.
Yeah.
Teaching us a lesson.
If we had the same stringent checks on donkeys as we do on international flights, maybe there'd be a little less there.
Exactly. Wise words.
Cheers.
Wise, if slightly incoherent words.
Go on, Karl.
Got that right. Acid. I would sort you out with some science.
Brilliant. I forgot the puns in mine, didn't I? I forgot the puns.
Yeah.
Go on.
Right, so, you asked to sort of be taught some science and that last week after being taught about war, so, did some research. And, there's a few things, I think we'll just cover one of them now.
Go on.
We've talked a lot about hairy kids.
We have discussed that a
I love
lot.
the fact that Simon Sharma has never started a programme like that. The Jacobites. We've talked a lot about hairy kids. Go on.
It's a little bit, I mean, it's not your traditional science stuff, but it's still interesting and it's a little bit, it's still...
Yeah, we talk about hairy kids. We have disproportionately, honestly. I think this show's talked about hairy kids more than any other radio show.
Well, it's one that...
Sorry, I noticed both of you there dropped the H, or the H, or however it's
I
pronounced.
had to.
So airy
kids,
hairy.
Yeah.
Hairy children, not sort of airy, kind of light-headed or...
Yeah.
Well, there was the case of the one who lived in China.
Yeah.
And,
which was weird for 2 reasons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, go on.
One was like, he was covered in hair.
That's already weird.
And the doctor sort of checked him over and said, well, yeah, he is hairy, but he's quite healthy apart from he had a little bit of eczema and a boil. That was the main bit of the story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But this one, right, we have sort of talked about it, and you weren't having any of it at the time.
What?
This next bit of science I'm telling you about.
Go on then.
Right? Remember when I told you about a lad who was living at home with his mum and dad, right? Everything's, you know, normal life, go to school, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then, I think his mum and dad had an argument, and it kicked off a bit, and he thought, I'm sick of this. It's happening all the time now, they kept having arguments, so the kid ran off into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Right?
God.
Now, he left, he went and ran in the woods, and he ended up living with some monkeys.
Right.
Right? And he thought, this isn't a bad life, you know, there's no arguments going on.
Sure.
He was getting on with them. And the weird
He loved
thing
bananas.
is, this is where the science bit comes in.
Oh,
Sure.
He grew a load of hair on his body.
That's not true. It's not true.
It is true.
It's an acquired characteristic.
I bet someone will back me up on this.
But no, you can't. You can't grow hair like that. You might get a little bit more down here. They might the erectile tissue might, you know, they won't fall out as much. That would, you know, but you don't actually grow a big mane if you're cold and you're a human.
Well, he did. He did. This lad did. I know it sounds a bit strange and that, but he was living with the monkeys, and because it was cold, his body reacted to it.
Listen. He was no hairier than he would have been if he was walking around naked on a cold day, with or without living with monkeys.
The fact that he was living with monkeys makes no difference.
No, I know, but I'm trying to get, you know, picture it in your head what it's like.
Although Mickey Dolenz was always pretty hairy.
Right? So, he was living with them, and he went into town or something one day
Oh, yeah.
to get some food, and the people there were like, hang on a minute, that isn't a monkey.
Mm.
Well, he went in naked.
No, it was there covered in hair.
Yeah, but naked, but covered in hair, so it was decent. It was.
Yeah. But that was a weird thing. They thought it was a monkey in the shop. And then
So
they went,
presumably he had a big long beard as well, because he couldn't shave, could he?
no, he just covered. He looked like a monkey.
And they were happy to serve the monkey, were they? There's the monkey, he's
How
buying
did he
a
walk?
newspaper and
How
some
did he
milk.
walk? How did he walk, Karl? Did he walk upright or whistling along?
The picture that I saw on the internet, he was on all fours, but I
Course
don't
he
know if
was.
that's when he was
Course he
running
was.
away after they'd sort of, you know, realised he was a kid. But this was a picture.
So he was a kid as well. He wasn't even like an adult with the beard.
No, he was a kid.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
And
The
people
beard
went-
kicked in a little bit.
So
earlier.
listen, so the
Go on.
people caught him.
You're an idiot.
The people caught him.
Yeah.
Shaved him. Right? Got it all off. Didn't grow back again.
Right.
It
You're an
grew.
idiot.
Well, like I say, people will have heard this story or read about it.
You're
and
an
they'll-
idiot.
And they'll email in. They don't let me down.
And they'll agree that you're an
And
idiot.
no, they'll have seen the story.
You're an idiot.
So that's a little bit of science.
You're an idiot. Libertines, Time for Heroes, and XFM 104.9. Right, okay, so have you got anything that is science, as opposed to nonsense?
Well,
Kid went off with some monkeys, grew hair,
Yeah.
came back, shaved him, it didn't grow back. I mean, just think. Right, something else.
there's a few things I found.
Yeah.
There's a fella
Oh, God.
who had hiccups for 69 years. That was a bit annoying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a dog with the wig that we've discussed.
Imagine if you just tuned in.
Yeah.
There's the dog with the wig that we've already discussed.
Did we discuss that?
Not really.
Did I not tell you what he said? I did, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What else have I got? Well, there's something here that you sort of know.
Is this going out live?
Yeah, this is happening, right?
Right, go on.
But remember when you talked about sponges?
Yeah.
If you get a red sponge and a blue sponge.
You liquidise them, pour them back into a tank. After a few hours, they know which was which, and they reform as a red sponge and a blue sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird when you told me.
Yeah.
Looked it up, did a bit of research.
Yeah.
Thought that's sort of sciencey.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with a mouse's brain.
Okay. Explain a bit more?
No, you can't.
If you get a dead mouse,
Yep.
put its brain into a blender, you know, blend it up, leave it standing for a bit.
Making that up, aren't you? You're confusing this. You watch Nigella Lawson make some sort of pudding.
No,
What do you mean? It won't work with the brain.
Well, it does with a... I mean, not human brain. Don't be trying that.
Although...
No, a mouse one. A mouse one.
And what happens?
It sort of reforms. Goes back together again. No, it's you know... Because apparently it's made up of the same stuff as...
But it doesn't, does it? Because if it's dead, if it's a dead brain, the cells can't act anyway. The fact the sponge is that it doesn't kill the cells, it liquidises them, it doesn't kill the cells. Yeah. So it couldn't be a dead brain anyway. It would have to be a live brain taken out from a live mouse for the cells to be getting oxygen and working and being sensitive to each other. And that, I don't see how that could work like it does in sponges.
I mean, do you know what I mean?
You're not a scientist.
I've just sort of read it and gone, oh, that's interesting, I'll tell Ricky and Steve about it.
Yeah.
You're quizzing me as if I have come up with it.
No.
It's someone else has done it and said it works.
Sure.
So I'm not...
Do you think ghosts are behind it, or do you think there's a scientific explanation for it?
No, it's just one of them weird things, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what you sort of science covered for this week.
Well, that was another barnstorming feature from Karl Pilkington.
Is that it? Is that the two things you got this week?
Thanks very much for that.
Well, I mean,
there's nothing behind them. Do you know what I mean by this? There's not like a weight of intellect behind these facts.
Why don't you make that your science project for this week? Find a dead mouse somewhere, Karl, and a blender, and we'll bring that in next week. We'll do it live on air. See what happens.
Oh.
Well.
Do you feel sort of let down a little bit sometimes with our reactions?
Well, what are you expecting us to do? What are you expecting us to just like look at you, open-mouthed, staring at you in awe?
Just like, oh God, yeah, where did you find that out? And like,
yeah, but we know.
You never tell us.
We know where you found it out. You looked on the internet and a strange homemade website by a maniac somewhere, who puts on stupid things that he heard through Chinese whispers. That's where you get your information from. I doubt that anything you've ever come up with is verified. If it is, it's luck.
But what do you expect me to do for you? Do you know what I mean? I'm just...
You know, I'd like to know what the source of the information is. I'd like it to be, you know, a research study by the University of Columbia, rather than, you know, a guy who calls himself Mr. Pickles. On a website somewhere. www.lunatics.com.
I mean... Oh, God.
Some kind of evidence, do you know what I mean?
I must warn you now, you know that Steven Spielberg thing's coming, Taken? Yeah? About alien abduction. When you watch it, just remember this, it's not a documentary. Okay?
Alright.
Alright?
You remember E.T.? We were discussing that earlier. You know that's not fact. Fact or fact.
Brilliant. Black Star Radiohead from the Bends on XFM 104.9.
Rick John has emailed in. It looks here like he's maybe trawled the web himself. I mean, I don't know if people just immediately leap onto the web every time Karl says something in his defence.
I think our listeners are always on the web.
Yeah. Anyway, he seems like he's reprinted here a news story, which seems to confirm Karl's Monkey Boy story.
Yeah, what was the news
Doctors
story?
baffled by boy 6 covered in ape-like hair. Doctors in Kazakhstan are baffled after finding a 6-year-old boy covered in ape-like hair.
Yeah.
The boy, called Ablay, was found in a remote mountain village close to the Chinese border. He's covered in thick hair from head to toe and has an oval-shaped skull. Doctors suspect nuclear radiation or a genetic disorder may be responsible.
Fine.
But it's an interesting bit here.
But sorry, it's not that you could have genetic defects. I've seen lots of people born with long noses, 5 feet, etc. I'm saying that he wasn't normal. he wasn't normal, and then went to live with monkeys and grew the hair.
Well,
that's my point.
But it says his mother and father are distant relatives. Such marriages are common in the Kazakhstan mountain hamlets. Now, the village elders were consulted as to what to do with him, right? Now these are the village elders, these are the wise men of the village, these are the people presumably that all year long are telling the village how to live, how to survive.
Yeah, you're in charge because you've lived longest.
Yeah, exactly, you're presumably solving any kind of moral conundrums,
yeah.
Any sort of awkward things. Do you know what they suggested that they do with their hairy son?
Go on.
Send him to the circus.
The Karl's nodding.
Put him in the circus. That was what they suggested, and the mother actually wanted him to go to school.
Instead, there's I don't know, school or circus, I don't know. We don't know what's better for him.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
We must consult the elders.
What do you think, Karl?
It's not a bad life, is it?
What, the circus?
Yeah.
Well, you ran away from it.
Yeah.
Love it. But remember that thing that I saw about that fella who, I don't know if you should talk about it really, it's
Go on. Tell us now. You've hooked me. Come on. You can say it. It's okay. What, are you worried that it might be insulting to someone?
Well, it's not nice, but
Well, you're not taking the mickey out of it, you're telling us to go on.
It's just, it was in that book again that you got me. You know, the book full of weird people.
Go on.
And things that are wrong with them, and hairy people, and
Yeah.
lad with 3 legs and that. There's a fella, basically just a head and a little body on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Right? Picture of him having a shave. And he was shaving with his mouth bit.
With his tongue.
Like that on the radio.
Yeah.
Just like,
Carl is now doing an impression of a man shaving with his mouth.
Yeah. Well, it's just a head, bear in mind. He's doing an impression. Imagine a head with a very tiny body on a skateboard shaving with its tongue. That's what Karl was doing.
And he was depressed because he kept getting hats for Christmas.
but if you were him, you would just grow a beard, wouldn't you, rather than...
Oh,
Well, rather than go through all that
But you get
hassle.
it caught in the wheels of his skateboard.
Clash. Rock the Casbah on XFM 104.9. Nearly it. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
So the answers to this week's Rockbusters.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us the clues again and the answers?
Yeah. The first one was, don't argue with him, he ain't gonna change his mind. The initials there were AA. That's adamant. Adamant.
Yeah.
Alright?
That's good. That's
That's a good one. Second one, he always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That was P. That was Pixies.
Picks his, it kind of works, yeah.
And the third one,
I'll let you have that one.
I'll have to put that woman in an oven. That was AB. That was Anita Baker.
Anita Baker.
It's good.
Anita Baker.
Anita
Yeah,
Baker.
I'll let you have all 3 today.
So
You've done well.
So do you want to pick a winner, Steve?
Well done to Mark Leder from Bow. He wins those fairly mediocre prizes. Enjoy them.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, well, we've had a few laughs.
We've had a few laughs, a few tears, a few scientific breakthroughs.
Exactly.
Gotta get a picture of Karl somewhere in the national press, just his little round head there.
As an email here. Karl is trying to distract attention from the fact that he is a monkey raised among humans and horses and has failed to develop hair.
It's, I can just imagine him being the second cleverest in a troop of monkeys. You know what I mean?
Second cleverest.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Picking fleas out of their hair.
Oh, look at his little face. I'll tell you what. Heat, I'm gonna get a picture of you. Just put it in the radio section of Heat. This is what Karl looks like.
Oh, another email. Someone said, when the monkey boy went to the shops, he was naked. Where did he keep his money?
Good point. Didn't happen then.
Right. Well.
Oh.
So that's that. We didn't even do all.
What do you mean?
We didn't get round to ritual.
Oh, come on, give us
No, we
ritual.
haven't really
We
got
have
time.
quickly.
No, it's...
We have got time. Just do it. Why haven't we got time? It's 10:02.
Right. Well, we've got a long track to finish on.
Well, just do it.
It's...
Do it!
Are you familiar with the place called,
Go on.
Easter Island?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what they do out there?
Eat eggs. I don't know.
Well,
Go
that's
on.
close.
Go on.
Right. What they do, right, there's a load of people living on an island.
Yeah. Easter Island?
And to find out who's going to be running the place, they
don't hold elections, do they?
They have these birds that lay, like, expensive eggs on an island.
Expensive eggs!
Yeah.
They like expensive eggs.
Fabergé eggs.
Yeah, go on.
On this island.
Yeah. Easter Island?
Once a year. No, off it, like, about 2 miles out. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Whitson Island.
And the sea.
Shrove Tuesday.
Yeah, Pancake Island. Just tell us! No, tell us! Right, finish it now. Don't you dare! Oh, I'm gonna
Johnny Mitchell.
You.
Blue Motel Room from the album Nigeria. It's the song for the ladies this week. Thanks for listening. Next week.
Red Hot Chili Peppers on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant. Hello there. Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
Don't be nervous. We might see a difference in Karl. He's a little bit shy. There's someone here from the BBC filming this, part of that celebrity boxing thing. The Fight, I think it's called, and they want to get a little clip of this, so we're gonna let them film for a minute, and then they're gonna go away. Is that alright, Karl?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be on camera, do you? Do you?
I think it ruins radio, doesn't it?
Well, not for the people listening, it doesn't.
Yeah, but it does, because people are like, oh, he sounds like a bit of a looker.
What you do?
Yeah. And then they'll see it on the telly, and they'll go, God, yeah, you know, his head is round.
It is round, though, isn't it?
So...
Guess what? I got a call yesterday, you'll love this, Steve. From MTV. And, wondering if, they could screen test Karl.
That's outrageous.
I'm loving it, and I was going, yeah, and I said, yeah, it's fine. I'll come down with him, and I was saying, what about this and that, and they were loving it. I called him up and went, oh no. I went, why not? He went, well, I'm looking at my reflection now in the mirror. He said, I shouldn't be on the telly.
What would you wear for your screen test, Karl? What kind of look would you try and cultivate? Because you've got to bear in mind that the audience out there, they don't know what you look like. So, would you be a snappy dresser like, say, Jonathan Ross, or would you go for your kind of street cash look?
Can't wear a suit.
You can't wear a suit?
Don't hold it well. So, I'm thinking, I don't know, I'll probably wear my woolly hat, because that takes some years off me.
It does, he looks about 10 with a woolly hat on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
is it quite a cool woolly hat, or has it got a bobble?
It's charcoal, I'd say it's the in colour.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll probably wear me anorak.
Right.
He's going for the, he's going for glam. He's going for quite a glam look.
No
dressed for a jumble sale. Wow. Yeah.
But I'm not that happy about it all, to be honest.
Are you gonna do it? You're not gonna do it?
Well, I'm sort of stuck in the middle, because throughout my life so far, I've never planned for anything, right? It's just always happened.
Yeah.
The time, you know what I mean, being in plays at school, never planned it, but when I did it, I went down a storm.
It was fun, yeah, we all remember that.
So...
as I remember, you did Little Donkey.
Did Little Donkey, yeah.
And then later, someone was filming at the back. Was it your dad's mate?
My dad's mate.
Yeah, and on the camcorder, he listened to it back, watched him playing it, his dad says, just off camera, what does he say?
I don't want to say it, because I'm in charge of the show, and I'd be irresponsible.
He looks like a right twat.
And
so he gets home, listening, watching that, and then here's his dad just off camera go, he looks like a right twat.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
What are you worried about? Your dad saying that, or the
Can I just interject, because I'm really worried about this idea of Karl being on MTV, because the problem is that, you know, let's be honest, Rick, I mean, we're getting by the skin of our teeth, aren't we, really? It's only Karl that's keeping this afloat.
Yeah.
And if he gets on MTV and the world sort of gets a sense of him and they understand him, and he won't be ours anymore, we won't be able to control him, it'll be out there, it'll be in the public domain.
That's the thing, no, that's the thing, that's the terrible thing though, isn't it? It's like, Karl is my pet, but I realise I've got to release him into the wild, sort of. And, you know, because I love him, I know he's got to go free.
Sure.
But I wanna,
It's like Kez. Maybe someone will beat him to death and we won't have to worry.
I'll have you on though, I'll have you on as a guest. Which gets me on to something we've got coming up today.
Oh yeah, he's got a new idea.
Yeah?
Right.
Do you know, like, I've talked about ghosts, and we had that good discussion the other week walking to Piccadilly Circus Station, and I was telling you about ghosts, and you were saying, Karl, don't be an idiot, and all that. Spoke to a woman in the week, done a little interview with her.
You've done a little interview?
Done a little interview, 2 minutes or so, with a woman who's got ghosts in her house. So,
I look forward to hearing that later, that sounds brilliant.
Coming up later.
Well, I'm gonna play a classic tune now. I've just gone straight for it, I've gone for the jugular. This is Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie. Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl's also nervous, because you had a bit of shock last week, didn't you?
Just a little bit.
His dad tuned in.
To the show?
Yeah. And Karl's never told him that he actually speaks on the show. He just said, I just press the buttons, right? He's kept him from it. You used to do radio before and you never told him, did you? It's because the little donkey incident.
Yeah.
When he went along, so...
Was that the twat incident?
Yeah. And so he's never told him since, but they promised not to listen, haven't they?
Well, my mum said to me, don't worry, don't be put off this week, because, you know, I've told him he can't listen, but I hear my dad in the background kinda going, bollocks. So, he might be listening. So that's extra pressure. Plus a camera crew in.
I know. You don't like it, do you?
This is good training for MTV, because then he can watch you on TV. I mean, what's he gonna make of that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he know you're bald?
Yeah.
You don't keep your hat on when you're with him and say, oh no, I'll just press the buttons.
No, it's just, you know, it's like when I was in any plays, I didn't tell him.
No.
Any sort of parents' evening, I never gave him the note.
Really?
Yeah.
So what did the teachers think? You were just an orphan?
No, just on an off chance. My mate's dad spoke to me dad once, I think, and sort of said, oh, you going to school to see how, you know, your kid's doing? Is that what you're talking about? Said there's a parents' evening, so he went
said what kid?
He went to one, and that's when Mrs. Matthews said I'd never be a high flyer.
How wrong was she? Yeah. Well, I think we should call Mrs. Matthews and make her eat her words.
Well.
She'd turn on to MTV when, I don't know, like their slamming session.
Yeah.
And they go, that's young Pilkington. He's bald, but it's definitely him.
I recognise that woolly hat.
yeah. Did you see Celebrity Fit Club yesterday?
I missed it. I didn't watch any TV this week. The only TV I watched was, Are You Good in Bed? I already knew the answer.
Was it? You had to have tick points?
Yeah.
Right.
It was no. I was off the scale.
Well, talking off the scales, Rick Waller.
Really? Is he off? What's
well,
happened?
what he did is he lost weight and they couldn't believe it, and he had a big argument with Harvey and they said go, never come back to it, right? And then he got to weigh and then he'd lost sort of like 10 pounds or something. And, they were really, they said, you've been starving yourself, haven't you? And he admitted it. And,
I thought he just wasn't wearing his underpants.
yeah. But he was whinging all the time. He was watching it, he was doing a press that was going, I've hurt my arm. Then he was going, I feel sick. Then he was going, and he was just lying all the time about whether he was doing the routine and what he was eating and stuff. And I thought, that's me with the celebrity box. It is, because it's sort of like, and they go, how's it going? Do you have a drink this week? And I go, no. Haven't had a beer this week, no. Did you do the exercise today? And I go, yeah, I've done all that. Yeah. And I try and get out of the sparring because it hurts, because there's a man hitting me in the face for fun.
Right. Because you know that's what boxing is.
Yeah, that is being hit, yeah. I like all the bits, except the being hit. I don't even mind hitting someone.
Right,
I'd be willing to hit someone. It's the getting hit that I don't like.
Because I know you're a big fan of, like wearing the clothes, the sort of sporty gear.
I'm
I know
looking good,
you look good, and you've obviously spent a bit of money.
They gave me this for training.
Free of charge.
This was free for training.
That's a perk you love.
So,
and I know you like, kind of the sort of various sort of nutritional drinks you've got to drink. I know you're a big fan of those.
I love the protein shake, because it tastes like chocolate. You know what? I've put on a couple of pounds since I've been doing this training. I think it is the extra meal, and,
so you're adding the protein, but not working out enough to take it off again.
Yeah, but I think I have actually changed a bit. I've got an inch on my chest, but an inch off my waist. So even though I've put on weight, there must be a little bit of muscle happening somewhere.
So just to recap there slightly, you're enjoying all the trappings of boxing.
Yeah.
But not the boxing.
Not the getting hit in the nose.
Right.
That's the one.
And you are aware that that's what will be happening during the actual fight?
Because I've got a cunning plan.
Okay.
I'm gonna duck and dive. And bob and weave, dance. I'm gonna dance.
Well, I read in the paper yesterday, I don't know how much truth there is, that, Grant Bovey has recruited celebrity hypnotist Paul McKenna to help him win.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's of any truth, because I know you've got Spit the Dog. You've got a couple of ventriloquists and an impressionist on your side.
I've got Pork Pie from Desmond.
Yeah, exactly.
Just getting me tuned
in your corner.
Mentally. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's all a bit of fun.
What do you reckon, Karl? Do you think he's,
what's McKenna gonna be doing? Is like Grant Bovey gonna be turning into a chicken and... You know what I mean?
He's gonna do an Elvis impression. And take off
if I say the right words.
No, I think he's probably gonna just help him focus and...
I think there's lots of sports psychologists out there at the moment getting people, so I'm sure it's valid. If it's true, I'm sure it's, fine. But, I've been getting tuned mentally, learning how to hit.
Yeah.
That was my method. Eating and hitting, I think is...
And do you work out to any music? I mean, do you put on the Rocky soundtrack? Because I know you've got, a special CD with music from all 5 films, haven't you?
No, we don't. I think they have the radio on down there, but you don't hear it. It's, all you hear is people shouting, saying things like, that's not like a fighter, and me going, I'm not a fighter, I'm a comedian.
And is it quite intimidating down there? I mean, do they? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are people, but
I'm getting used to it now, but it is a different world, and I was quite scared, and I didn't.
When you say I mean, is it like they're gangsters? I mean, is it kind of?
No,
I don't mean. I just mean, has it got that feel? You know, when you see it in films, they walk into those places, and you know, they're hard nuts, and there's that feel like.
Well, they're all, you know, they're all ex-boxers and stuff. So yeah, but I mean, but no, they're not. No, that's not. I mean,
I suppose it's like they're real men.
Well, yeah, and they don't understand, really, that I don't like getting hit on the nose. And they say, well, no one gets hit on the nose. And it took me a long time to get over that, just taking a couple of punches. I wanted to rule it out. And, but, you know, it's okay now. And of course I know they're mollycoddling me. They're using about 25% power, and I'm still...
And you wear the headgear, do you?
Oh, yeah, and the gum shield, yeah. I wanted to wear a crash helmet, but they said no. And carry a baseball bat, and they said that's technically illegal. But, I'm looking for a changed man, Karl. What we got coming up?
Got a bit of a, Death in Vegas with vocals from Liam Gallagher.
Final question for you, Rick. Do you think you'll carry on boxing after this is finished?
Competitively?
No, just the training and stuff.
Yeah, I do the training. Yeah, I love that. I love the training. I love learning the skills, and I do enjoy the training. I don't relish getting punched around. And I'm not worried about the fight at all. I'm really looking forward to the fight, because, Grant's a novice like me. It's just when you get in with an ex-pro who, you know, could destroy you so you're scared to hit him. And, you know, they never lose their rag, and they're really cool, and they're really nice, and they've never even hit me by mistake. But even just tapping you like that in the face hurts.
I was walking down Finchley Radio Station, and a couple of sixth formers said, "Oh, you lanky goggle-eyed freak," and I just wondered if maybe you could pop round and have a word with them.
Yeah, I will.
Some of your friends.
An enemy of yours is an enemy of mine.
Good.
Scorpio Rising, Death in Vegas on XFM 104.9, Steve. I'm Ricky Gervais. Carl's a little bit less stressed now. There's a camera crew have gone, his dad's not listening, we think.
Well, yeah, who knows? Who knows?
But, you're chilled.
I tell you what though, my mum was loving it. Do you know Rockbusters?
Do I know Rockbusters? I love Rockbusters. I think I dream of it.
She was taking part. I mean, she doesn't know a lot of the new bands and that, but she made some up for some older bands and that.
Oh, she did some herself?
She made some herself, sent them in the post.
So are you going to use those today?
She's not quite got the hang of it.
So
unlike her genius son.
Have you got them there? Can we hear what they are?
You keep talking a second then.
I'm quite excited. I mean, if they're even approaching, say, the genius of Wet Knee Houston.
Yeah.
There was another one which was something to do with a trench, Karl. What was that?
That was Dandy Warhols. That was a good one.
Dandy Warhols.
I think that was his finest moment. Yeah.
Incidentally, I've got an email here from someone called Sauda, if that's a he or a she, but let's assume it's a she, just for glam's sake.
Yeah.
She says she saw an old man eating a Twix last week, Karl, so that blows your theory out the
I'm not having it.
Okay. So if you are a bloke, he's calling you a liar. So maybe you want a little rumble later?
In fact, if you are a bloke, he's calling you a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, then. These are ones that my mum's made up.
Brilliant.
Right, just in case you're a new listener, I'll give some initials out and a cryptic clue. And it makes up a band, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or a solo artist.
Not so much cryptic as what you're thinking. Go on.
My mum sent this one. This group would be good at doing your hair.
This group would be good at doing your hair.
TP.
Is there a group called the Hairdressers from the 60s?
This group would be good at doing your hair.
TP.
TP. Is it the something?
The Platters.
The Platters.
Yeah, that's alright.
That's alright.
Nice.
Let's have a look. This group sound like dinosaurs.
Group sound like dinosaurs.
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah. I see what you mean. They're not so much cryptic, are they?
This group...
Leave her alone. They're good.
This group likes being by the sand and the sea.
This group likes being by the sand
They're the Beach Boys, boy.
Beach Boys.
This band are called the Beatles. The Beatles.
Hang on. We just have
What else you got?
It's funny because one of them that she's done, I'm actually doing today. I thought of in the week.
Right?
So,
is it the same clue?
It was, yeah.
Wow, great minds think alike.
Here's
So
the
this is
last
obviously
one.
coincidence.
Here's the last one from her. This guy sounds superb.
This guy sounds superb.
The Bachelors.
Glenn Campbell.
That's good. I like that.
I'll tell you this, I think you should get onto one of the big game, organisations, Parker Brothers or whatever, because this has got to be I mean, this could sweep the nation at Christmas. Don't you think this is the perfect Christmas game?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is what's going to make or break the MTV thing.
Right. Some kind of TV version.
Yeah. I'm just thinking into ad breaks, you know, coming up next is this band.
Be careful though, Karl, because, you know, make sure you retain the rights, because I can see this selling abroad. You know, you could
and I
solve
can see
America.
someone coming along and taking the sort of like the Rockbusters and changing one word and like another game out of it and just using the same format. I don't know. I can't think of them there, but they could change. So
sort of like
they change the word rock to something else and have it.
What could it be? Brick block?
Yeah, and so you have to, you know what I mean? So be careful.
Blockbusters will never work.
Look at his little face.
So we're doing that later. Got some good prizes.
Okay. We'll talk about the prizes after.
That a bit.
Yeah.
Educating Ricky.
Yeah,
got that.
We've got the woman who's got a ghost in her house.
Yeah. It's a shame she's not here live, because I feel like I want to ask a few questions, Rick. I don't know about you.
Don't worry, I've covered it all.
You've covered it all, God.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, play a record.
Rick, I know probably you, like me, are just too busy really to keep abreast of new music, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're busy people, we've got, you know, important showbiz parties to go to and stuff. That's why I have friends of mine who send me compilations and stuff. That's one of my, quarterly compilations from my friend Harry, and that's All Downhill From Here by Jim O'Rourke.
I've got a new track coming up later, actually, that I think you might like. So, you know, we're inflaming each other's desire for new songs as well as going back to the back catalogue of some classics.
Sure.
Alright? I love adverts better though.
I do.
I love adverts.
It's weird.
Missy Elliott on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais with me, Steve, and Karl. Karl, why have you got a headache? You got a headache?
Just a bit stressful because the moves on this week.
Oh, you're moving house?
Oh, by the way, the XFM listeners came round to my house and bought the futon and table.
Did they?
Were they happy with it?
Quite normal. They were well happy.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe the luck with it.
What do you mean quite normal? What do you mean quite normal?
Well, it's always a bit scared, isn't it, getting people round.
I imagine they were scared.
Well.
And were they excited to see you? Could they, I mean, they were, you know, could you tell that they were pretty pleased to see you?
No, I don't think so, I mean...
You're Karl Pilkington.
Yeah, but the fellas sort of, I mean, they brought the whole family round, which was a bit odd.
Well, it's not often they get the chance to visit a living freak.
Anyway, no, they were nice.
And you're moving now, yeah? He said he phoned me up today. You know, it was absolutely tipping it down. Right? He had to cycle in, right? Because he said, because of the move, he doesn't want to leave his bike round there. Right? And he said, and Suzanne, oh, I can't say this in case he's listening, can I?
He won't know.
He said Suzanne's hired the oldest removal man in London.
You should hear him. And the thing is, right, we booked him because everyone else happened to be booked out, but this fella's free, right? So he called up this morning, I've never spoke to him, but he was on the phone. He sounded about 90.
Yeah.
Can't think that he's gonna have to do all the work.
And the thing is, right, it seems
he
to be
only
cheap.
wanted some Werther originals.
Right, listen, it seemed to be cheap because it's £50 an hour. But how long is it going to take him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's genius.
When's the move on then? When's the
He's coming round. He came round today to bring some empty boxes, and he was struggling with them. So, it actually happens on Wednesday.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so,
Rich, I noticed that you were laughing and almost had a heart attack. Doesn't bode well for the boxing match, does it?
Karl for the moment, and I've had my lemsip.
Anyway, what we're doing now, Karl?
Well, I teased you with it before.
You gonna get it out again?
I'm always like trying to get you, know, thinking, opening your mind up a bit to ghosts and stuff.
Yes.
So, this woman who I know, she said she'd come in and I could interview her to try and sort of, you know, get the belief out there.
Okay.
So
yeah, 'cause there's not enough belief in the occult and rubbish out there.
So does she think she has a ghost?
She has, yeah, she's had a few.
She has, no, it's fact.
Yeah, no,
yeah, she has.
So I thought maybe it's a new feature we could try for a couple of weeks, see how it goes down. You know Parkinson?
Uh-huh.
What about Pilkington? Welcome to, Pilkington.
Thank you.
My guest today is Taryn. She's a plugger. You're still a plugger, right?
No, do co-management.
Right,
now.
she does co-management, but she was a plugger. She looked after Therapy, Raging Speedhorn, Slash, all the big names, yeah? But we're not here to talk about music today. We do a lot of that on XFM. Today we're talking ghosts. Now, Ricky and Steve, who I do the show with, they're not having any of it. So I said, well, I know someone who, you know, gets on with ghosts. There's a lot of them. So I thought I'd get you in today, have a little chat for a couple of minutes, just to sum up the story so they get an idea of what happened. You had a horse, yeah? You had it in some stables.
Yeah.
He hasn't let her speak yet.
You went to, like, look after it and that, play around with it, take it for a ride and that.
Riding,
yeah. Two of your mates were in the stable where your horse is.
Not my stable, in the opposite stable.
In the opposite stable.
And I heard them giggling and
they're
getting
messing
up to
about and
something.
that, yeah. You heard them having a laugh. So you thought, right, what are they up to? So you go in, and they're messing about with a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Right. So, this is where you come in. Did you get involved with the Ouija board?
Unfortunately, I did.
Right. And what happened then?
I was like, oh, you don't believe in this? Oh, let me have a go.
Right.
And, ask a few questions, put our hands on, and it actually started moving.
So a lot of the stuff you asked it, did the things happen that you asked?
Yes, they did.
Right? So that's scary for a start, right? We haven't even got to the ghost bit yet. So you mess about with that.
Trap soul,
yeah?
I'd like to call
Right,
him.
trap soul. So you're messing about on the Ouija board, you say, right, I've had enough of this now.
Yeah.
I've got all the answers I need.
Yeah.
You go home.
I didn't like them.
You go in the house, and it's a bit nippy.
The flat is absolutely fine. It's when I went into the bedroom. You've got to remember, it's a very, very warm, hot evening.
Right.
And walk into the bedroom and note it is cold. Colder than usual. But I'm actually quite glad, because it's so hot.
Right, okay.
Completely ignored the fact that the windows were all shut, but the curtains were blowing. Didn't sleep well at all.
Right.
Next evening, same again.
Freezing.
Yeah, very, very noticeably colder.
Curtains blowing.
Yeah, I'm fast asleep, get woken up, the wardrobe's opening.
So, at this point, this is where we clear up. You're not on crack. You're not...
Oh, never touched drugs in my entire life.
You're not a drinker.
No. I would have the odd glass of red wine.
Yeah, right. That's alright. They recommend that anyway. They say it's good for your heart.
What started happening was, as the week progressed, I also felt the bed covers at one point at night fold over, double bed, the bed covers fold over, and it was like someone was getting in the bed next to me. But you've got to remember, when you're in a deep sleep, you're not quite thinking, and you're thinking, I'm losing it. I was getting more and more tired, more and more a little stressed, and really thinking I was having a breakdown. The final straw was when the clothes on the end of my bed that I just throw hit me.
How come you were going back home at night?
Because I was sceptical. In fact, 6 months ago, I said, I don't want to go there. People will think I'm mad. But you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
I know there's more out there.
Well, brilliant. Well, cheers for that. And, thanks for being a guest on Pilkington.
Incisive investigative journalism there.
I like the fact that you've learned a lot from Parkinson, even stealing some of his questions, like, are you on crack? Which I know he always asks his guests.
Yeah. I like the fact that when she went, I don't know, I have the occasional red one, he goes, well, that's alright for you. Good for your art. That was great.
It was brilliant.
That is the best interview technique I've ever heard anywhere.
I feel like there's still some questions unanswered.
Yeah, it hasn't proved it to me, I'll be honest,
No,
Karl. It
it's
hasn't proved me the existence of ghosts
I have to
and
say, Rick, that
poltergeists.
I was worried as soon as she got involved with the Ouija board. I was thinking, please do not get involved with that Ouija board.
Yeah. I was worried when I heard some giggling coming from the other stable.
Yeah.
Don't go over there. Don't go over there.
It's, what questions did she ask the Ouija board? You didn't ask her that, I noticed.
She didn't wanna...
She didn't want to say?
No.
Okay.
Do you think it was something like why that you did to try and confuse the computer, and the spirit world got really annoyed, and they got confused, and they came back and started messing up her clothes?
But what do you think then? There's
What do you mean? What do you mean, what do I think?
What do you think?
What about what? There's nothing I can answer there. There's nothing I can answer.
Alright, she said...
Well, I'll just keep saying I don't believe in the existence of ghosts. Because of the impossibility.
Right. Now, when she said... I mean, the interview I did for 50 minutes.
You did for how long?
50 minutes.
50 minutes?
Yeah, we might use that at Christmas or something, right? But the thing is...
Well, that's the best you got out of 50 minutes.
They're the highlights.
No,
MTV are not going to call again.
I'll tell you what, right? It did get a bit dark, and I didn't want that sort of stuff going out,
Saturday
right?
afternoon, yeah.
But I can understand the heating thing. I said, well, you know, in the full interview, I was saying, you know, that could be anything, couldn't it? Heating broke or something. Now, she said what else was she talking about?
Someone got into the bed next to her.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of said, well, you know, how did that happen?
Yeah.
And she couldn't explain it herself, but
Sure.
I said, but it did wake you up. Maybe you're a little bit sort of, still
Although
tired.
the only explanation I can think of, if she didn't actually see anyone, is, well, it was a ghost.
Yeah, well, that was
She's probably got a ghost
But
getting in
what
bed. Go
about
on.
cupboards opening and shutting?
See, again, the only explanation for that is a ghost.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't think of anything else.
Play a record. It's got to be a ghost.
It is ghost. I think you've proven it to us.
Yeah. A spirit.
Street spirit?
Yeah.
Nice. What else?
Hey. Street spirit. Radiohead. So, turns out ghosts do exist after all, Steve.
A woman what Karl knows proved it.
I've got egg on my face.
Yep.
On XFM.
Instantly, Rick, I should just encourage you and everyone else listening.
I really have got egg on my face. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, I've just been eating an omelette.
James Randi, a hero of yours and a hero of mine.
Yeah.
He's on TV this week on Horizon. I think it's maybe Thursday. Check press for details. Trying to expose the nonsense that is homeopathy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So I look forward to that.
Do you know what that is, Karl?
Oh, go on.
they've got a theory that, if you, say you got something, an essential oil or something, or, in a solution, 1 in 10 solution, and it does something to you, actually does something to you, they've got this thing where they dilute it till there's nothing in it, but because they're using the same water, and the water still has the same effect. It's sort of like a placebo that you know works. You know, that's the sort of theory of it.
What time's that on?
Check the papers, but I think it's, sort of 9 o'clock Thursday, something like that. It'll be interesting though, Karl. It will be interesting, mate. Trust me. I'll tell you what's also interesting, Rick. The prizes we're giving away this week on Rockbusters. We got for you David Attenborough's The Life of Mammals. I don't know, is this a new show? Is this on TV at the moment? Is this like a new thing? So that's good, like a double VHS thing there. We've also got a U2, the best of their 90s videos, even better than the real things on there. Mysterious Ways, Beautiful Day, Electrical Storm, the new one. Stuff on there, that's on the video. We've also got a couple of CDs, The Smashing Pumpkins. I think this is sort of alternative versions of a lot of their hits and stuff, live versions and stuff like this. Johnny Cash's current album, possibly his last. We don't know, because apparently he's not very well at the moment.
That's an album of covers.
Yeah, well, not all covers, some of his new stuff as well, but he's done covers of things like Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode, and Desperado, and Bridge Over Troubled Water. And the great thing about Cash is I read an amazing review where it says it's like he always makes them his own, do you know what I mean? It's like you can't even remember the old versions.
Desperado by the Eagles?
By the Eagles, yeah.
I'd like to play that, just hear that, because I haven't heard that. We'll play that and then give it away. These are actually good prizes, Karl.
Good prizes. We've also got, including a small, miniature 3-wheel car, an Only Fools and Horses video. I think this is the, special that was on Christmas TV last year. So if you're one of the people who didn't see it, I mean, wasn't there like 22 million people watching?
Ridiculous, yeah.
If you're one of the people who, you know, desperately wants to see it again, I know I do.
And wants a small yellow car.
And also wants a small yellow car. Then there it is. And, also, another of these, compilations, arbitrary compilation albums, the best chill-out album ever, Rick.
Sure.
If you're a fan of the Levi's Freedom ad,
I love the Levi's Freedom ad.
Then the track that
I hate the music to it though.
No, well that's a shame because it's included on here. Rick, how much do you love the Volvo TV advert?
Love it.
Because that's
hate the music again though. Why?
That's a shame because that track is
the
also
music.
on
Oh, okay. Sure.
But there's also stuff on here. There's some interesting stuff. There's Pink Floyd. There's Coldplay. There's Roy Scott. So you know, it's probably worth it.
I love Pink Floyd. Except the music again. So it's a bit of a bind for me.
That's a whole heap of treats.
And that's the winner of Rockbusters.
That's the winner of Rockbusters.
Coming up after the adverts.
Okay.
Doves, Caught by the River on XFM 104.9. We're into the second hour now. This is when this award-winning show really kicks into gear.
When you say award-winning?
We haven't won them yet. I mean, we will win some.
Hang on, let me remind you, wasn't there a bronze in the Sony Awards?
Oh yeah, we got a bronze. I don't go for bronze, it doesn't count. No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously, with me, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington, which is, what Heat write about, really. Karl's the main man. Think of Karl, a year ago, he was just sitting in that room going, alright, I've done this. XFM. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a music bed. Brilliant. Comes on the show, we start taking the piss out of him. People start going, oh, who's the idiot you've got in? And we go, it's Karl. And they go, we like him, he's a fool. I go, yes, he's a fool, he's a pet buffoon. And they go, well, let him speak more. Right? And they're going, don't let him talk, XFM, the fat cats. Oh. And I said, I'm a rebel and I'll do it my way.
Rick, can I ask, did you stick it to the man?
Yeah. And then MTV call up. Heat are writing about him every week.
Yeah.
He's just been filmed for the BBC.
There's some rumours he might be the new James Bond.
Yeah. Is eating lovely McVitie's original digestives. Are we allowed to, if McVitie's are listening, I love these biscuits.
Yeah.
And he's got the best.
If the Spearmint Rhino strip clubs are listening, I'm a huge fan.
Right? And he's got Rockbusters to come.
Yes, I should just ask, the few people have asked me this, and there's also an email here from Rich. People are saying they've seen some of the posters and the adverts of, advertising the show, plugging the show. Why aren't you on the posters, Karl? And it is your choice, isn't it? We did ask, Karl to be involved, but
he is actually. It's like, where's Waldo? He's actually, he's in my trousers.
You don't like having your photo taken, no? You're not seeking the publicity.
No.
I reckon you are secretly. I don't believe you.
No, he's right. He's totally right. He's doing it just right. But I think there's a fine line to be drawn that, you know, if you like being in, you know, around radio, you've got and you want your own show, or you enjoy talking and they just happen to be filming you for MTV, that's different. I think what you just avoid is going to silly celebrity bashes, having your picture taken for the sake of it. I mean, I think you're right, but I think you should do the screen test. On a serious note, I think you should do the screen test. Just because it might be fun, and if it's no good, they won't do it. And you can stop any time you want. No one has to keep going on telly.
I just think we're gonna lose him.
No,
we won't lose him.
Listen, right? I'll always be part of this.
I'm just worried that you're gonna exhaust yourself. You're gonna be drained. You're gonna have told all your anecdotes on
He
MTV.
certainly would have, if you have to help the old fella upstairs with the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, £50 an hour. Oh. That's terrible. Go on.
But I'm what I wanted to do, right, because I don't want to embarrass myself, right? I don't want to embarrass the woman at MTV when I turn up and she thinks, oh, look at him.
Yeah.
What a waste of film this is going to be, because it's not cheap. I know that.
It's not film either, but go on.
Well...
It won't be.
It
It is cheap. It is cheap. They're filming on a DV camera that they can go over. If it's no good, they won't show it to anyone. It'll be great. It's just what they want you. Honestly, I can just see you doing little things, just like popping up, you know, between the records and going, alright, MTV, music television, hear about the airy Chinese kid born, which is weird, isn't it? Because they're not usually airy. And it just goes, MTV. It'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant, Carl. If I'll come down with you, I'll come down with you.
Well, we'll see.
Go on.
We'll think about it, right?
Go on. Right, Rockbusters.
So, Rockbusters, you know, it's a little clue, some initials, 3 different clues. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. You can win the load of stuff that we've got. So, first one, here's the clue. Stop throwing that fruit about.
Oh. What's the initial?
That's CB. CB. Stop throwing that fruit about.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is Anders listening? Has he emailed us in yet?
Anders, not had any response from Anders. I'll keep
maybe he hasn't stopped listening. Because he doesn't like the show. He's gone off. Oh, he hasn't gone off the show.
So, the second one, that Scottish fella has made an error.
That Scottish fella has made an error.
Yeah,
Interesting.
That's M.
M.
Right, that Scottish fella has made an error. Right?
Okay.
And, the last one, God, you can make a right load of toast with them.
You can make a right load of toast with them?
Yeah.
Alright, what's the initial there?
That's G.
G, I was thinking it might be bread for a minute, but no. G.
So just very quickly, stop throwing that fruit about, CB.
I've got the last one.
Right. Scottish fella...
It doesn't work, it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Well, that Scottish fella's made an error, that's M. And, God, you can make a right load of toast with them, that's G. Email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, and you can...
We've got the CDs, we've got horses, we've got mammals on VHS, we got U2, we got a couple of CDs, including Johnny Cash.
Here's a new tune from a new fella called Papa Garcia. See what you think of this.
You see, if he was on MTV, I couldn't say his name.
Why?
What is it again?
Papa Garcia.
Right, here's a new one from Papa Garcia.
Brilliant. Papa Garcia, Natalie and Nusi from the forthcoming album Bring Me the Head of Papa Garcia. Catchy that. Quite retro. It's a bit of Elton John and
all sorts thrown in.
Yeah, lovely. Right, here we go. Quick clues again. And then we better do Educating Ricky.
Well, this is the favourite bit of the show for me now, Educating Ricky.
I love it.
I can't, well, I'm anxious all week.
Well, just quickly on those clues, just in case people need to know again. Stop throwing that fruit about, CB. That Scottish fella's made a bit of an error, M. And, God, you can make loads of toast with them. That's, G.
Alright, brilliant. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, it's email only.
Oh, I need some learning, I need some knowledge, Carl, educate me!
I might be able to help you.
Go on.
We've got 3 things, as always. I'll give them a little, heading to tease you, as to which one you want to learn first.
Yeah.
First one is the tip included?
Is the tip included?
Like it.
Second one, I want to come here in hindsight. Right.
I wouldn't have come here in hindsight?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the third one, am I gonna have to thump you?
Am I gonna have to thump you? Okay, and you've trawled, what, the internet?
So if I can get into the mindset of this plan, is the tip included? Well, obviously, that's probably not gonna be about a weight, it's gonna be if that's someone losing the end of his knob, I assume. Am I gonna have to thump you? That's a man who lost his arm in a fight, but then picked it up with the other arm and smacked him with it. What was the middle one?
I want to come here in hindsight.
Hindsight.
Hindsight?
Yeah, it's someone was blinded by baked beans.
Sure.
So what are you going for then?
I think I'd better go for, am I gonna have to thump you?
Alright, well this isn't... I've been struggling again, to be honest with you. Searching high and low for stuff, and some of these I had to leave till this morning.
Right, because there's just not enough knowledge out in the world, is
Not
there,
much
that
is
you
going
don't
on.
know about?
I found out about something in the week about a guy who, was playing tug-of-war.
This is bonus material,
He was
isn't it?
playing tug-of-war.
His arm came off.
Only his arm come off.
Yeah, he got caught up in the rope, yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't get caught up in the rope, he just was trying that hard and didn't want to lose. He kept
But
holding
he
it.
allowed his arm to be pulled off.
He really wanted to win. And
Well,
the
no.
other team, the other team pulled it and his arm come off.
No.
Well,
I don't know who to believe.
Well, think about it. If he's gripping,
yeah.
as soon as there's tension, like the arm coming out of the socket, the hand might release. I think his arm got caught up in the rope. And so it was involuntary, as opposed to him going, well, my arm's coming off, but I'm not gonna lose this! You might be
Anyway,
right.
that's
but,
the fact you're
That's a
not gonna tell
bonus,
us.
that's a bonus fact.
Yeah, well,
That's educated me.
Well,
A man lost his arm? Oh, interesting. Go on.
am I gonna have to thump you?
Yeah.
Do you know the saying, shut your face?
Yeah, I've heard the well-known Shakespeare, innit?
Do you know how it came about?
No, Joe Dolce?
No,
Go on.
It's, ages ago.
Oh, yeah, literally, literally.
Like, knights who wore armour.
Okay.
And that's, armour gonna have to thump you, that's how it came about.
Okay, armour.
They wore all the stuff, and they had the helmet, and say if they're guarding something at night, stood outside a castle or something,
Yeah.
and there's probably gonna be two of them, right? So they stood there talking and that, and, talking about stuff, and
The future.
Sort of, yeah, medieval stuff.
one of them's like, oh, we should shut up, you know, I've been stood here for hours, and he's going on and on.
Yeah, sure.
So he'd say, shut your face. Meaning, shut the guard down on your helmet.
The visor.
And I can't hear you then.
Uh-huh.
So shut your face.
Shut your face.
And that's
Okay.
that's how it came about.
Well, I suppose
God,
that's...
it would be interesting if I could just rely on it as
I'm not sure it's true,
I
yeah.
know, I just never know, I can...
It needs to be corroborated.
It's like, I don't know where he got it from, but anything via Karl is precarious.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe you should give us your sources next time. You know, tell us where
I know,
you
but
got
I'll
this
tell you.
information from.
Got it off the internet.
Yeah, but where on the internet?
I can't remember where that one was. I mean, I always go through like the news pages and stuff, and I came
This
across-
news should be updated because they've only reached the 17th century, which is last week with people eating tomatoes off lead
but then
plates.
I look at news and there was stuff about a woman who was in a shop and she, I don't know, they had some workmen in doing the shop up, and they had some wood glue left out and she asked for some pear juice, and then the guy went and thought the glue in the thing was the pear juice and she went and drank that. But that's not really news.
No.
So I thought, well, we're not
really
having
anything.
that.
I wish you hadn't told us.
There was one about...
So there's some poor woman now whose tiles have fallen off because she tried to put them up with pear juice.
Yeah.
See, that's the danger of mixing up pear juice with toxic glue.
Yeah.
Your wallpaper and your tiles and everything just fall down.
There was
Be
also...
careful, everyone.
Be careful.
There was something about, kids having hamburgers, it makes them fat.
Hamburger.
Hold on. What? Having food with high fat content can make you put on weight?
Yeah.
Don't believe it. You're an idiot. What's the
So-
next one?
let's play a tune,
No,
let's play a
well,
tune.
you've
We'll
still
come
got
back.
to come, you've still got I Want to Come Here in Hindsight, and you've still got Is a Tip Included, but we've got a bit of,
Well, I think we haven't played anything for a while, have we, in terms of the hip-hop hooray
No,
feature
no.
that I used to be so popular for. So I thought we'd just resurrect that for 1 week only.
Heat didn't pick up on that one,
They
did
didn't, they didn't, did they? Let me just remind you, hip-hop hooray was where I played a hip-hop track.
And then I said hooray, or...
Yeah, no, well, no, I think
No,
we didn't even have that.
Brilliant.
That's a great thing, though. We could add that in. We could phase that in. Maybe at the end of the song you could
Hooray.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Okay.
No, check it.
Featuring Puff Daddy and Little Kim, that's Notorious B.I.G.
Brilliant.
and Notorious.
Great, lovely. Karl just, said to me, here's something. You can't hold your breath to death.
Have you tried it, Karl?
it's just another little lesson.
There's someone here who's in a really low ebb. They've been listening to the show, they were going to commit suicide. They just start holding their breath and thinking, oh, it's brilliant.
Well, what did you learn in the week, right? I'm always doing all the educating. I asked you were talking about watching a programme about jellyfish.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that'll be interesting. I'll try and find some stuff out, but I couldn't find anything that I didn't already know about them.
It must be difficult for you to find anything you don't already know.
So what did you learn about jellyfish?
I agreed with you by the end of it, that they should be wiped off the face of the earth because they're balls of water in membrane right, that go around stinging people to death. Let's lose them, Karl. Let's lose the jellyfish. Yeah?
That's what I think. Because I was stung by one. You know?
Oh, you got stung by one? Yeah,
I was on holiday and got stung by one.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
No,
don't understand them.
I'm not a fan of them.
So that's that.
Good.
So,
well, that's sorted out the jellyfish conundrum. We've solved that particular worry.
Right then, so, take your pick then.
I asked him if he could have any animal the other day. Did I ask him on air as well?
Don't know.
Off air, he said, I've got it down to 2. Right, and this was, he said, what favourite animal looking at, or could I own one? And I went, you could own one. And he went, right, but could I own one, or would I have trouble? I went, Karl, you've got all the expertise, you can just have it in whatever it needs. And you go down there, he went, right, and I won't regret it and get fed up. I said, no, Karl, just what animal, if you could have any animal, what animal would you love? He went, I've got it down to 2. I went, what is it? He said, either the rhino or the hippo.
What's your logic?
Well, I don't know, that was then. I mean, ask me tomorrow, and I might have 2 other favourites. Do you know what I mean? When was that?
A couple of weeks ago. When was that? Well, you were there.
Yeah, but, you know.
What are they today? Quickly now. First animal that comes into your head.
Quickly now, any animal I want.
You could have any animal in the world.
Right.
From one that's maybe extinct, anything you want.
Right, I might have, just for today.
Just for today.
I might have a scorpion in a little box.
A little scorpion in a box. What's your thinking?
It's the chimp every time. It's the chimpanzee or the gorilla.
No. But, have I told you that programme about the scorpion? How they all help each other out?
Right. Scorpions all help each other out?
No, this is brilliant, right? Somewhere in the desert.
Okay.
There's these little...
In the desert.
It's like these little monkeys that are underground or something. And there's holes.
Is this Beneath the Planet of the Apes? The 4th in the series,
Are they talking apes?
Oh, forget it, actually.
No, and you've got it wrong anyway, they're not monkeys.
There's little monkeys under the ground. What are they doing down there? Toiling in some underground mines?
They're lizards, if you remember, and the lizard goes to sleep, and the bloke comes along, you've told this, and
we've done it, alright.
Monkey from monkey, that's what happens in his mind! From lizard to monkey! Oh, evolution would have been so much easier if Karl was around. Turn it into a monkey, I'm fed up with the lizard.
Just promise me once again, Karl, I've asked you before, promise me you'll never have children.
Go on, right, okay.
Right, what are you having?
What are they again?
Is the tip included?
Yeah, go on, that one.
Right. In Turkey.
Nice.
It's not, actually. That's where I went, and there was them little fellas after Suzanne in the kitchen.
What? What do you mean?
We went to Turkey.
You went to Turkey and there were some little fellas?
Well, they had quite a few sort of midgets working in the kitchen.
Why? Is it a theme?
No,
was it a theme holiday?
I don't know. Might get them cheaper or something.
Was it?
So they were working. Cheaper? They were working in the kitchen, and one of them fancied Suzanne and kept sort of eyeing her up, and she was winding me up saying, "Oh,
not eyeing up and down, just eyeing her up."
Anyway, no. So
what was she doing in the kitchen?
No, it's like a pick what you want to eat type buffet, but you have people clearing the tables and that ready for you to come along.
Are they low tables?
And you know, he was just keeping an eye on her.
Well, what did he say though? Was it
Turkish, so I don't know what he was saying.
But he was a
little fella, yeah.
Did he talk
What do you mean a little fella? What do you mean little fella?
Sort of dwarf-like.
What do you mean dwarf-like? He had magic powers or he was 4 foot?
No,
what do you mean, Karl?
A little bloke, just like a normal bloke but small. If you stood him in the desert, you wouldn't know.
But he'd be hot and thirsty. Right, Karl.
You should watch out for the monkeys.
Yeah, underground.
Those underground monkeys are
look, you can't just say there was a little midget fella who was eyeing up my girlfriend and then leave it. What do you mean? What was happening? This is a story to us. This is much more interesting to us than, and she was deaf, right, and she hit her head. That's much more
I don't understand how how it manifested itself. Did he come over and say something?
No, do you know when, it's like girls know, don't they, when someone fancies them.
What do you mean there was lots of them as well?
Do they? That's worth knowing.
Listen, right, come on, right, so you went to this holiday, yeah?
Yeah.
And you went into the dining room or something?
Yeah, downstairs.
And you looked over.
You thought, this is odd, there's no one serving.
Yeah, and they go,
Wait a minute.
hold on, you looked down, and there was a little waiter.
There was loads of them running around busy.
Why, though? Why did they get
summer?
What do you mean?
Because it was in summer.
They had more of them
They come out in summer. They come out in summer.
What do you mean they had more? What do you mean?
Because it's busy, isn't it?
No, but they hibernate in the winter.
Why were they all midgets?
I don't know, maybe it doesn't stunt your growth or something?
No!
Well, they just happened to, maybe it was a thing that they did for tourists or something, I don't know. I just got on with my meal, it was a holiday, do you know what I mean?
Go on.
Right,
so some midget serving. I'm not going to ask any questions.
Right, okay, yeah.
So they're all little fellas running around, and this one always was like, you know, oh, do you want a new serviette? You know what I mean? Going out of his way to sort of...
for turning on the charm.
Yeah, he was going out of his way. The others weren't.
Right. I think what was happening is he'd been working with Santa all sort of winter.
Yeah.
Or sort of little summer break.
This one was your waiter, and so he was being polite to you.
Maybe.
But what did Suzanne say then?
Well, she was using it to wind me up.
What was she saying? Oh, he's...
just like, you know, look.
he may be small, but he's...
Well...
built like a...
Yeah, he's all man.
So...
Were you jealous of a midget then? You were jealous of him?
It is a bit annoying, isn't it?
Why?
It wouldn't bother me as much now, because I've been with her for ages.
Right.
But at the time, that might have been one of our first holidays, and it's like...
You don't want
what's going on? I paid for this holiday.
Yeah.
And then you get off with a midget?
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway.
But it doesn't matter, because you got chatted up by a bearded lady, so...
Tell you what. No, that's got nothing to do with that.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
I was going to say the hotel was half board, and maybe...
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say it's just one of her shortcomings.
So listen, right?
Play a record, Karl.
Right. Badly drawn boy, born again. Right, just get this educating Ricky out of the way. So, Turkey, yeah. So what is this again?
This is educating Ricky, is a tip included.
Right.
Apparently a fellow was on holiday in Turkey. He's just having a normal holiday, weather's good, you know, he's having a good time. And
waiters are all normal height.
Yeah. He's having his meal. He hears a load of screaming going on in the kitchen.
Hold on.
Has his girlfriend wandered in there?
And they do,
with a stepladder.
Yeah.
the circumcised people in the kitchen, and apparently...
What are you talking about?
Whoa, slow down. We were sidetracked there for a minute.
What are you talking about? Well, I'm excited about two things at once here. One, they circumcised people in the kitchen. Two, I guessed it was someone losing the end of their knob.
He did, yeah.
I started thinking like Karl Pilkington.
Extraordinary.
That is amazing.
Apparently it was going on. It wasn't just a one-off either. Well, when I say a one-off, I mean they did it more than once.
Yeah.
Right? And there was, he was there for a week, and apparently the first night it was quiet, and then the rest of the week, every day, it'd be like having his breakfast, or even his lunch, or even his tea.
Yeah.
He'd be doing it all day.
Oh.
You'd be hearing
Lunch
screams.
and breakfast, fair enough for it.
Yeah,
circumcision at tea time.
Don't do that.
And apparently it's a tradition over there. You can't even make a complaint about it. It's like, well, you should have found out before you come over.
See, I can't believe this is true.
I'm a little
I
bit
can't
lost.
believe this is true.
He was in a restaurant, in a hotel, and there were people having circumcisions in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm even worried that we're bordering on the racist here, suggesting that is tradition, that Turkish people cut the end of their cocks off in the kitchen.
Yeah.
At meal times. I think you're wrong, Karl.
This just sounds ludicrous, Karl.
No, I don't think it happens everywhere.
Right.
I think this
Just in
this hotel.
certain places.
Certain hotels.
Certain hotels.
What, is it like 2-star?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Why did he go to the Foreskin Inn? It was his own fault, wasn't it?
So that's.
Sorry, that's it, is it?
Have they closed?
Sorry, no, wait. That's the story. You educated me, right? Once a fella saw some Turkish people cutting the tip of their knob off in the kitchen. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Karl. Got any more?
Well, there's things you can learn from it. Either don't go to Turkey.
No!
Don't have calamari when you're over there.
Yeah. Karl, you've done it again.
Well.
You too. I love that one. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl. Okay, Karl, one more.
Can't we just...
Don't get the just because so far you've come up with nothing. What's the last one?
Give us the teaser clue again.
It was, I want to come here in hindsight.
I wouldn't have come here in hindsight.
Yeah.
Right, give me some education. This will be the thing that teaches me something. I can feel it in my bones. Come on.
There's a kid in Kenya. He was messing about with some beans.
Magic.
We guessed that as well. You did, yeah. He's fed up because we've guessed his puns, I think.
They put one of them in his ear.
Yeah.
The mum or the dad said, oh, what have you done that for, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll have to take you to the doctors now. So they took the kid to the doctors, and the doctor said, oh, he said, I can get that out, I can sort that out for you. So, he took it out, and the doctor said, right, that's £3.50. And the dad said, I've only got 270 on me. And the doctor said, right, well, he put the bean back in his kid's ear.
I don't know what to say, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean...
A couple of questions from me, very quickly. Are you sure that those were definitely the sums involved, were they?
Well, the equivalent of whatever the deal with in Kenya.
Yeah.
It was the equivalent of, you know...
Oh, so what currency was it, Karl, that you translated into sterling?
I don't know. No, it was saying in the thing. It said the equivalent of
£3.15, £2.10.
Did it say that?
Yeah. So
did it say that?
Yeah.
Karl, look at me. Look at me. Did it say that?
Yeah. It said that was the.
Did it say that?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. it definitely said that. Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, all these things. The idea is, it's not like a lesson, it's like, I'll tell you this, see what you can get from it.
Sure.
So you look at what I've told you already, the knights who said shut your face, that's like...
that's amazing.
That explains itself.
Yeah.
Turkey with the circumcisions in a restaurant.
Yeah. That'll hold me in good stead, yeah, go on.
Don't go there, whatever. Yeah. This one, if you're in Kenya, don't put beans in your ears or something. Doctors
or carry £3.50 or the equivalent of.
It's just the idea that the doctor put it back in his ear. He forced it back in his ear. So is it still there to this day? I mean, is there any update on that story?
Or did he go back with the £3.50?
I presume he either went and got like a second opinion, see if he could get it cheaper.
Right.
From another doctor.
Yeah.
Or he said, right, I'll come back next week.
Yeah.
After I've been paid. Or he saw how the doctor did it and thought, well, I'll have a go at that.
Sure.
I'll get home.
Yeah, for free.
But he never said how it ended.
No.
But, I mean, I apologise for this week, 'cause I mean, I haven't got that much out of it.
You've not been enriched.
Oh.
It was very, very light. Like I say, there was the tug-of-war, there was a fella in Scotland who had a load of tattoos.
Okay.
Is that it?
Is that the end of the story?
98% covered.
Right.
Just between his toes, he didn't have done.
Why not?
Because it looks stupid. I don't know. It just said 98%, done. What else?
Are you gonna drop the feature? Are you worried?
I'm thinking about it.
Don't drop the feature.
To be honest with you.
Heat have probably written about this already. This has been a classic.
I'm concerned because it's my favourite part of the show. I'm wondering, is there something else we could, what could we do to help you out? Because I hate to see it go.
Well, we can't really, and he's moving this week with the old fella, so that'll take him about 4 days. I'm worried you're not looking in the right, why don't you go to a library?
Quick question for you, Karl. Who is a possible guest on next week's Pilkington?
What are you going to investigate?
I mean, what about your removals man?
Right, listen, if you've had an experience, it can be anything, right? It doesn't have to be you've seen a ghost, it can be that you think you're going to live forever, or you can, do any mentalist out there. If you're slightly, wrong, if there's something wrong with you, just, email Karl. Is it karl.pilkington@xfm.co.uk? Yeah. karl.pilkington@xfm.co.uk.
Would you like to be interviewed on next week's edition of Pilkington?
If you are a mental of any description, just lonely, bewildered, stupid, just something wrong with you, right, and you've seen something that's, interesting to you but absolute bollocks, then please call Karl.
Yeah. Karl.Pilkington.
Don't let that put you off, by the way. Don't think, oh, they're going to take the piss out of me. Just if, in any way, if it's, fodder for us, then call up, because Karl will like you. You'll be friends with Karl, won't you? Quick, the clues. What's the answers? We always do this. We're running out of time.
Don't worry, we've got a tune, and then we'll come back with the answers for Rockbusters. A lot of great prizes.
Alright, we'll have a bit of, cash.
Johnny Cash, one of the prizes we're giving away.
Johnny Cash and Desperado.
That's from his new album, which is a collection of new songs and covers, which is one of the prizes given away on this week's Rockbusters.
And, can we have the clues and the answers and the winners?
Yeah. First one was stop throwing that fruit about.
Stop throwing that fruit about. The answer is
C.B. That was Chuck Berry.
Oh, of course it was.
Okay, I'll give you that.
The one that you've worked out, I'll do next. The, God, you make a load of toast with them. That was G. Gorillas.
Gorillas, though, innit?
Gorillas. And the middle one was that Scottish fella's made an error. That was Mystique.
Mystique.
So,
does anyone get that?
Extraordinarily, almost all the people who emailed in, and
I'm beginning to think it's us then, because I was thinking mistake, I was thinking muck error, and muck mistake, but mistake.
yeah. So, do you want to pick a winner?
Yeah, I was going to give the prizes to Amy Massey, who's from Wiltshire, the West Country. Losers down there, probably as weird as you.
Yeah.
So she's won, and congratulations to her. I'm assuming she's listening online, or maybe via some kind of.
I think we must have a lot of listeners outside London, because all these are from Norwich and. Have we got any listeners in London?
Places, you know, it's where there's a lot of inbreeding.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Norwich and Wiltshire.
Well, you know, cheers for that, Amy. Well done.
He waved then when he said that.
He did, yeah.
He waved.
He's working.
No, he's working, getting ready for TV.
Of course he is, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
so is that this week? Can it be arranged for this week?
Yeah, I'll sort it out.
Well, I'm busy this week. I'm moving. Of
course.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
And you can do an edition of Cribs. Where you can, they get rock stars to show them around their
Well, we're
their
done.
home.
We're done now. It's finished.
Sorry, was I boring you?
What day
Well,
are you
it's
moving?
been
What
pretty
day are
bad
you
today.
moving?
It's been pretty bad.
What are you talking about? Hold on,
been pretty-
I was
pretty
talking
bad
and you
today.
just went anyway. Well, we're still on it. You know we're still
We've
on
run
it.
out of time now.
Well, I've run out of time. It's 6 minutes too.
I know, but we've got to finish now.
Why?
Because we always do this.
What? Why are you getting stressed, Karl? You do not cut me off when I'm talking. Whatever you do.
Can I just remind you, Karl, it is Ricky's show.
Yeah.
I know, but as the producer...
Ooh, you've
Well,
changed, Karl.
Go on.
As the producer, I've got to press this button.
Why though? At 6 minutes too. Tell me why.
Because that's when it finishes.
What,
We've
we
got,
finish-
got to clear for the next...
On the
football,
poster it
for
says
football.
1 to 3. It doesn't say 1 till 2:55.
Right.
You, Karl, you press that button. Oh yeah, the smooth indie sound of Richard Ashcroft. The Science of Silence on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, joining me is Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
It was an excellent link, that, Rick. Did you say NIME at one point? 104.9? Did I? Other than that, it was
Again,
textbook.
Yeah, a desperate attempt to be inarticulate.
Sure.
But let myself down.
With your
See,
lack
this is the
of
good thing
understanding.
about the boxing thing, because, there's no chance of me, you know, slurring
fool
my
of
words.
yourself?
No, I already slurred my words.
Yeah,
so no one, any damage will be totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
The doctor's rushing in. I think there might be some kind of concussion. James just going, no, that's just the way he talks normally. But, because I'm thinking maybe, did you start the show with that particular kind of, manner? Just because obviously a lot of new listeners, I imagine, thanks to the massive poster campaign, and you obviously want to impress them and charm them.
There's a few examples today of irony coming back and biting you.
Yeah.
That seemed like a funny idea at the time, me posing that, but, Jonathan Ross phoned me up when they first went up and he just said, I've just seen a big poster of a predatory gay.
Yeah, you do look a little bit,
Yeah. Hello, what's your name? Would you like to sit down here? And then you're in the background. And also, I think the funny thing about having you as a partner, I mean, the only good thing, is that, you know, you look weird and tall, like too freakishly tall and lanky.
Oh, yeah,
but in that one, no, because your background and you're smiling, you don't look as weird as you do in real life, or as freakishly tall. So it sort of ruins it a little bit for me. Look at Pilkington. Look.
Pilkington, what are you doing?
Not listening. He's just opening a packet. What are they? McVitie's. See, we should mention them. We get some free ones if anyone at McVitie's are listening, because we're not getting the perks of this.
Nothing. I'd say I'm not getting anything. I really got in this game for the ladies, for the money, for the voiceover work. Certainly,
Yeah.
I'm seeing hide and hair of that.
But you're not getting the voice.